Going live. You got what I need. Yeah. This should be visible to me. Nice. Oh yeah, let's transition it over there. Alright, let's see. Quality, 1080. We want the best. You want the best. Doing some live testing. Some laboratory work. All right, let's take the test pilot. Let's get some streamception going on. Layers. That behind that. Transition that. And if we were doing this full screen, oh no, the streamception has started. I think that'd be cool though. Let's try this. Let's just grab a random video, you know? Okay, maybe not that one. So if I share this tab instead. There we go. How do we like how that looks? All right, we got the streamception out of the way. Oh yeah, look at that. Let's see. Audio's on. Audio's on. What does it sound like? Press play, I guess.
And as to no comment by an FBI, that's usually what they say when there's an ongoing investigation, particularly when it's a couple of days before an election.
Sure.
But why are we here? Why?
Why not?
You know, that's been the question that quite a number of people have been asking me. Particularly when it's a couple of days before an election.
Sure.
But why are we here? Why?
Why not?
You know, that's been the question that quite a number of people have been asking me.
I don't think I want the banners.
Particularly when it's a couple of days before an election.
Sure.
But why?
All right, let me share this tab instead. Have that lady back full screen. I think I leave her full screen, right? Like this. And when we want to yeah, what's another way for me to do that? Just like this, just pull her off, just like that. Okay. Yeah. And then I can slap her back in whenever I want. That's cool. Banners. I don't think I want them. Not for this. No lower thirds. Get rid of that. I think it's a good start. Now, how big am I in this members only thing? Mute me again. How big should I be? That's the other question. 'Cause, I mean, there's that. Can I crop maybe? Yeah. No, I like having the full screen. I think this is good though. Maybe I have multiples so I can size it out. Right. Just in case anyone watches this later. There you go. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, if we do that in the middle, right? And that there. And that there. What about like that? I like how it seamlessly moves them around too. That's cool. We need about that big, right? That's still in the middle. Just trying to see how big we can make it. It's important that this stays in the middle though. Like, boom. That's with 3 of us. Just the 3 of us. We can make it if we try. It's kind of big though. Like, if there were all 3 of us here, you can't read this lady's name. I'm not gonna leave you alone. Yeah, see, this is it right here. Yeah, see, we've reached the limit. All right, so that I actually like this one a lot. Christian did a good job with this. Why does it seem like yeah, I don't know. Just kind of play it by ear, I guess. I was trying to think like what a third would look like. Yeah, first you gotta get mad, bro. Yeah, I think this size right here is a good start. It's a third, right? Puts us in the corner. Adjust that. That one. I'm not gonna take it anymore. Yeah. All right. Let's run through some stuff. This is 30 minutes long though. That's just way too fucking long, man. That's all that is. Yeah, way too fucking long. Let's see what it looks like on the channel if it shows it to everybody. See, it doesn't. Customize. Home tab. Yeah, here we go. Member. Publish that. E-channel. See, it's not showing that this stuff is live, but if I go into live, I can see it there. Oh, you can't see that. If I go into live, I can see it there, but it doesn't show it on the home page. It's just got the recommended tab and then all of our other stuff. Membership tab. This is what the membership tab looks like to members of tier 3. You can see a video there. Why does it look so shitty though? I don't like the way that looks. We're gonna have a much better member site. Playlists, podcast, live. We gotta do some more shorts. Hopefully we can get some shorts out of this. Yeah. Can't stop, won't stop. I forgot I wrote that big description out. Okay. What if I throw this over here as just like a way to look at things? Yeah, let's see what this does. All right, good. It doesn't move me out of the way. That's what I wanted. Facebook. Yeah, right. Now if I put it here, let's do a quick screenshot. All right, so that doesn't look bad. Let's get that monitor on. I want to see that. I want to see it happen. All right, anyway, I'll view it again in a moment. What the fuck is he doing with this glasses? Is that supposed to be? Is that supposed to be Cenk? Or what? He looks like Cenk. Is that supposed to be? Damn, why can't I think of his name right now? Mark Cuban. Here we go. It looks like that's who it's supposed to be. Yeah, I mean, everybody's commenting the same thing, that it looks like him. That's pretty funny. I didn't vote for what? The Omega thing? Definitely not. What's wrong with the Omega thing? Yeah, James Lindsay's gonna... I don't know if he's gonna go insane, but he seems to be freaking out, bruh. Anti-communist, like, yeah, agree. Why are you freaking out about everything? So people just need to chill, bro. He's one of them. Not that. Didn't vote for that. When you program the public to conflate political with personal, any attack on your politics becomes an attack on your person. Some long-haired sunglasses wearing windbag YouTube video a while back. It's probably him. When you program the public to conflate political with personal, attacks on your politics becomes personal. Yeah, that makes sense. This is correct. Why are there so many pharma ads on TV? Okay. Let's cut the music. This might be a good one. Come on, blow it up. Why does it suck? Load better. God damn it. Here, we'll just go to the Vigilante Fox. Okay.
President told me.
Come on, dude. I don't know why it sucks sometimes. Like, why is it sucking right now? There's no excuse.
President told me.
The fuck guy. It's because I got too many things open. Close that, close that, close that. We can deal with hosting later. Close all that. That's good. What else do I have on this tab?
If one of his.
Bro, come on. Need those. I want that. Test pilot. Tim, new AI coverage just dropped. Okay, thanks. What quietly went away? Oh, yeah, that's a pretty good one. I like that one. All right, can I watch this video?
This network president told me.
Why? Test or speed test. Is it me? Let's find out. Doesn't look like me. It does not appear that I am the problem. So why is everything sucking? Does not appear that I'm the problem. Checking my performance tab on my Ethernet. I mean, yeah, it's exploding right now because we're testing. But testing is ending. Explosion complete. I mean, bro, not even 1% of my total bandwidth is being used. Why do you suck? Do better.
Network president told me.
It's obviously an older video. It's pissing me off that I can't watch it. Let's go try another one. I don't want parodies right now. I want news. Let's go ahead and put this back on. Let's see. They're being provocative. Oh, you know what? Another thought I had too is like people give us like stuff all the time, and we never go over it, and that's kind of what it's for. So like, maybe you go back through them a little ways till we get to the really old stuff. All good. Here's another one on X. Let's see how this one does. All right, what does it say? We're less than an hour into this UFO hearing, and I've already heard some significant claims. Tim Gallaudet said we have satellite video of UFOs. Okay. Michael Schallenberg said that we have full motion video, FLIR, and infrared. We have low Earth orbit satellites recordings and full color. This LEO satellite video is real. No one went back in time 10 years ago to make it with what we're learning today in this hearing. Okay. This is supposed to be a real UFO video? Is that what I'm supposed to see? All right, that's the plane. Oh, okay, no, that's the mouse. Never mind. All right, I'm still just seeing the plane. Oh, what was that? What was that dot? What's that dot moving around? Bro, he's like teasing him. There's two now. 3. Yo, what's going on there? Yo, the fuck is that, dude? Okay, I don't like the way that this is being shown, but good lord. What the fuck is that? They're just like circling it. I want to see that. Bro, what? Yo, the fuck did it go? What? I was not expecting that. Where the hell did it go? It's still playing video. Is there more? I shouldn't have done that. Is there more? It doesn't look like it comes back. I'm trying to see. What? Hold up. Go back. Look, now I've got to refresh because I broke it. Because it's stupid. Come on. Come on, do the thing. This is so annoying. So freaking annoying. Okay. There they go. Goes through the cloud. Okay. Then he gets to the other cloud. Boom. Where the fuck did it go? Keep scrolling. See, I don't like the way he's controlling that camera. Bro, what the fuck is that? To the skeptics, I get it. It's a lot to take in. You've been lied to a lot. Yeah. It's a big thing they're hiding. Advancement of general relativity that unifies with quantum mechanics. The implications are enormous. Yep. We teleported an airplane? Wait, who's we? It's oddly specific that the UFO, all this UFO stuff is about 3 orbs in a triangle formation. Yep. Record it secretly with infrared and thermal. So is the claim that the military or whoever, 2 military, so is the claim that the military did this and it wasn't a UFO, it was just technology? The MH370 videos are from 10 years ago. Wait, this video is 10 years ago? Bro, he's showing it again. This is like infrared. Yo, what the fuck? Is that the plane? Where are we right now? Like, what is this? So pixelated. All right, there's the one. We saw the one come up. And it starts circling. Now, this camera guy sucks. Okay, now there's 2, 3. Dude, this camera guy's awful. Zoom back out. You obviously can't keep up. I don't like this because when it shows a frame like this, it's like a magician. You can do some shit over here off camera that no one knows. It's like my hands are off screen right now, and I just pulled a wallet out of nowhere. Isn't it magic? No, it's not magic. It was on my fucking table. That's why I don't like this. Too much skepticism. Should have zoomed out. Like, come on, dude. The quality is not this good. You don't need to zoom in. It's just like, look at that. I mean, we saw the other videos, so we've got more context, but okay, what? Play that part again. Bro, it's like an eyeball. How do I get that frame? Right there. What the fuck is that? What just happened? And assume that he's right. We did teleport a plane. Where did it go? Where's the fucking plane? Was that the Malaysia flight? Yo, when was the Malaysian flight? Hold up. When did the Malaysian plane go missing? 2014. March 2014, bro. And this video was shot 10 years ago. We finally got an answer to where the Malaysian plane went. It was teleported by the military. That's what happened. That's crazy. Just weeks and days after the plane vanished. The videos are from 10 years ago, just weeks and days after the plane vanished. 2 military videos from completely different perspectives of the same event. Let's just accept the United States did this sinister crime. The universe is holographic and 0-point energy is free. Green energy, sources of the world. Okay. You're making a lot of leaps there. You're jumping to a lot of conclusions. This will satisfy UFO disclosure. I don't think so. That's crazy, though. How crazy would it be if that was the Malaysian flight? Did they ever find it? Hold on, let's ask that question. Did we ever find out what happened to the missing Malaysian flight? Ask the AI. It knows all. Based on provided search results, here's a summary. Despite extensive searches, no wreckage or bodies have been found. The flight's transponder, flight data transmission systems were deliberately turned off. Where did they go? In summary, while some clues and theories have emerged, like the military teleported it, the exact circumstances of MH370's disappearance remain a mystery. No definitive explanation or evidence has been found to determine what happened to the missing flight. We all just forgot about that? Bro. The MH370 videos. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Malaysia flight. Bro, I was saying that as a joke. That might be legit. What the fuck? Breaking. You've heard it here first. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. How has no one put this together yet? I can't be the only one that's thought of this. Okay, as much as I love to believe this is real, it has been debunked. Someone on Reddit found the shockwave stock footage used in this clip, which predates the disappearance. Okay, yeah, this is what I was going to say. Thank you. First off, Reddit are some of the dumbest people on the internet. Okay. Second, their argument is actually found something similar and claims someone changed it to make it match, but they can't tell you how. I mean, okay. They did this with an Inkblot and people didn't buy it, so then they thought it was a low quality video game effect. That also doesn't match. That's how lazy their attempt was. Look, man, I'm the most knowledgeable person on the planet around these videos. Bro, who the fuck do you... What? I am the most knowledgeable person on the planet around these videos, and I've seen every post on Reddit about them. That place is scum filled with idiots. Wow. Who is this guy? He thinks he knows it all. Okay, I wasn't the one that first thought of that. All right, good. Science streams. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This guy's getting a follow. So I guess that is the point he was making from the beginning. I just didn't put it together. Interesting. Well, when was this posted? So yeah, this was posted a couple days ago. 3-4 days ago. Okay. Man. That's crazy. Go back in the lab. Mine is on phone. That's a little nutty. It's just a little bit nutty. All right, let's see what we got here. I enjoyed that one. All right, Tulsi Gabbard news. We already know that. Elections. Yeah, I did see this too. I can pull it up, I guess. Yeah. All actions of the Department of Government Efficiency will be posted for maximum transparency. Anytime the public thinks we're cutting something important for not cutting something was wasteful, just let us know. Yada yada yada. I don't know why it doesn't just like it's X. Just put it on the thing. Not hashtag Doge. I want this one. And what have they been up to? In 1955, there were less than a million words on the U.S. tax code. Today, there are 16 million words. Because of all this complexity, Americans collectively spend 6.5 billion hours preparing and filing their taxes each year. This must be simplified. That's good, but like the Department of Government Efficiency is not going to be able to do that. That's going to be an act of Congress, and good fucking luck. I mean, I hope they do it. Obviously, it would be best if they did it, but chances of this actually coming through are little to none. You know what I mean? We're grateful to 1,000 Americans who expressed an interest in helping us at Doge. We don't need any more. We don't need more part-time generators. Yeah, they want people to send them their applications. I want to see who they bring on. Yeah, this is it. The announcement. That's it. Yeah. This is good, though. Hopefully they do look at the tax code. That would be nice. Let's see what else we got here from our peeps. Wait, why do they want this guy? Who is this guy?
Here we're getting ready in the Hegseth household. Yo, Independence Day is almost here. We're getting ready in the Hegseth household. We celebrate America, Old Glory, and the freedoms our forefathers fought to establish. Freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, the right to bear arms, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You know the thing, as Joe likes to say.
Sure.
We also know we're one nation under God. There are a lot of folks trying to divide us right now, but we know who we are. We love God, our families, and our republic.
Yeah.
Your support of veteran-owned, American-made, anti-woke companies like Palmetto State Armory, Caliber Coffee, Right to Bear Self-Defense, and AAC Ammunition keeps us strong at home. We vote with our feet.
Okay, I float over the pause button and it fucking breaks. This fucking Elon, you gotta fucking fix this shit, dude. Come on, bro. Why is there so much buffering?
And our dollars to stay free. To that end, AAC just rolled out a new line of AK-47 ammo. That's right, because Russian ammo.
What? You tricking me into watching an ad right now? Is that what this shit is? I'm out of here. So fucking stupid. Anyway, let's go ahead and that's not for sharing. That's for me. Go away. All right. It's an order me, sir, but it turns out. Eat shit. Let's see. It just never stops on this fucking website. YouTube. That could be good. Let's go back to the news tab, you know. slap that bitch on. I wish there was like a smoother transition for that. That's fucking shiesty. I mean, we could do it. We could do it this way. But then I'm so small. I don't like being so small. Then this way is just too big. This one just doesn't make sense. This is just... I mean, maybe this could work. I just feel like this is better. Yeah. Anyway, Trump's board of R signs fiery warning to Dems: get the hell out of the way. Okay. Yeah, so I differ with some people, probably on our show and whatever, but libertarians definitely on the immigration thing. Somebody once called me a bordertarian. I guess, I don't know. I just feel like if you're gonna have a border, you know, it's either you do or you don't, and I think we'd be better off with one. It's my opinion, and I'm right, but it is what it is. Let's see.
Well, Democrats are already preparing to push back on former President Trump's planned migrant deportation program. Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey is already declaring that her state will not comply.
If the Trump administration requests it, would the Massachusetts State Police assist in mass deportations?
No, absolutely not. Every tool in the toolbox has got to be used to protect our citizens, to protect our residents, and protect our states, and certainly to hold the line on democracy and the rule of law.
Yeah, I saw that clip before. I think it's funny that the Democrats have finally rediscovered states' rights. They should be careful, though, because the history with Democrats and states' rights doesn't usually end well. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, you got to expect this shit. Like they're gonna try to resist the other party or the other proposals as much as possible. So I would expect nothing less. And of course, I broke it. What the fuck is wrong with this, dude? We checked the internet. It's not the internet. I should be able to pause and play. Like, what the shit is this?
But the president-elect's newly named border czar, Tom Homan, says he won't be stopped by sanctuary cities or states. Watch.
And look, I've seen some of these Democratic governors say they're going to stand in the way. They're going to make it hard for us. Well, a suggestion: if you're not going to help us, get the hell out of the way, if we're going to do it. So if we can't get assistance from New York City, and we may have to double the number of agents we send to New York City because we're going to do the job. We're going to do the job without you or with you. But
I mean, you got to respect that, right? Like, whether you like the policy or don't like the policy, it's like, bro, we got elected saying that we're going to do it, and we're going to do it. So whether you like it or not, I don't really care because we're going to do it. You know what? That's fine. We'll see how it goes. I do think, to kind of backpedal on that a little bit, I guess, states' rights, kind of important. Like, that's always been a solution that we've offered up is like, maybe, you just don't support the feds when they come in and they want to do stuff. If they want to, I think California and Colorado, back when weed legalization was a big deal, that was the things that they were doing is, the federal government would come in. I believe it was under Obama too, would come in and would say, you have a dispensary here, but you shouldn't. And it's against federal law. And so we're going to raid. And then the solution offered at the time was that the state government wasn't going to support that in any way, or the local government wasn't going to support that in any way. And that's often looked at as like a solution to federal overreach. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, because it's one thing not to offer assistance, but it's another thing to actively stand in the way. And that's what he said was get the hell out of the way. So it'll be interesting to see if they actually do get the hell out of the way, or if they try to take it one step further and they try to obstruct things. And then we have a standoff situation, because I could also see it going the way of like activists too. Like, you remember the Bundy Ranch situation. You could have the same thing there, where leftist activists or Democratic activists or open border activists or whoever stand in the way of the federal agents and prevent them from doing the deportation in these more lefty cities. I can see that happening too. Either way, it's going to be entertaining. See if they ask him any more questions on it.
And Homan defended the president-elect's deportation plan, saying that it puts our national security first.
President Trump has made it clear we will prioritize public safety threats and national security threats first. If you're in the country illegally, you shouldn't feel comfortable. Absolutely not. I won't feel comfortable if I'm in the country illegally. You shouldn't be comfortable either, because when you enter this country illegally, you have committed a crime. You are a criminal, and you're not off the table.
I mean, it makes sense to start with those people first. I mean, the ones you know about at least. I mean, I'm not totally against this. I know that it's going to be implemented strangely, and there's going to be things that I'm not happy about. But overall, the idea that we should have a closed and controlled border, or a controlled border, I would say that over closed. That idea, I agree with that. And people are going to argue from the libertarian side that well, we should have free movement of people and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, I agree with that. But to the extent that we do have a border controlled by the government, the people that are here paying for that government or being held responsible for that government should have some say in what happens on that border. And so I think the majority say would be to not allow free movement like that. Will you stop? Hey, stop. Kid's going crazy, dude.
I love that, Steve. There's been a big comfort that illegal entrants have enjoyed for quite some time now. The whole point is you shouldn't be comfortable.
I mean, isn't it amazing just to see that, just the transformation, that attitude, rather than the sort of nonsense we've had for 4 years. Just a quick point on the attitude of these Democrat governors. What Orwellian doublespeak there from the governor of Massachusetts? She's like, we're going to protect our people. Excuse me, you have people who are illegally here. They shouldn't be in the first place. Violent criminals assaulting, in some cases murdering American citizens, and she's going to protect the criminals? It's just absolutely extraordinary.
And that's what's been happening for 4 years. We talked about this last week, Harris, that indeed, where was the protection? Where was that strength during the last?
Yeah, I don't care about any of that. Yeah, is it just going to be them all rambling over this shit? I care about his comments. I don't care about theirs. Just saying. All right, let's go ahead and. What happens if I just do this? Yes. Okay. Sure. Anyway, yeah, I don't care about their statements. What other kind of stuff we got? I saw this clip somewhere. Apparently, why does it do that? Hold on. We're having errors. Screen share should always be there. So I saw this. I saw this game up in a different part of my feed, but yeah, apparently Joe Rogan has revealed what Kamala Harris did not want to talk about.
Some people felt that he was smiling Biden. The president sitting down with Donald Trump at the historic handshake wasn't the only headline. It was Biden's grin that captured attention on social media, leaving many folks to speculate, why was he so happy? Vice President of Targeted Victory, Matt Gorman, former Clinton advisor Philippe Rines. And gentlemen, good morning to both of you. Let's get to it. Here we go. Some of the reaction online. Biden never looked happier. Joe Biden shares the same.
Yeah, did Biden vote for Trump? I don't know. I don't know. He's a party loyalist at the end of the day. I'm not sure.
It is important. It's good that Joe Biden offered, which Donald Trump did not do in 2020. It's good that Donald Trump accepted. And it's not just a ritual. And I have to say,
this is good for our democracy. I want to see the Joe Rogan clip. Okay. Damn it. All right, here we go. Let's have this guy set it up.
both could put it aside and say the right words. I really am.
Okay, gentlemen, one other thing. There was a question about why she wouldn't do the Rogan interview. And a lot of things went back and forth. And apparently Rogan wanted her in Texas, and they said, let's do it for an hour. Well, he finally answered it. Let's go ahead and play the clip from his explanation.
They had, I don't know how many conversations with my folks.
Right.
But multiple conversations, giving different dates, different times, different this, different that. And we knew that she was going to be in Texas. So I said, open invitation. I think they had requirements on things that she didn't want to talk about. She didn't want to talk about marijuana legalization, which I thought was hilarious.
Why?
Like, that's so.
Oh, you know I do, because Tulsi Gabbard wrecked her ass on marijuana convictions and what they did with those people. And her record as an attorney general in California. Yeah, that's why she didn't want to talk about it, because Joe, I'm pretty sure, was living in California at the time and could probably speak about it with some authority.
So, because of her prosecuting record, and, you know, she put a lot of people in jail for weed.
You had that, and you had this from one of the spokesmen. There was a backlash with some of our progressive staff that didn't want her to be on it, and how there would be backlash.
Oh, you're platforming a white supremacist or some shit. Probably.
I guess there's truth in there somewhere, gentlemen. Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't care what you have to say about it, honestly. I don't. I was hoping there was going to be more clips from that. So what episode was that from? Who was that guest that he had on? It was a woman. Let's go find it. Joe Rogan. It was her. Okay. Here's how you do it, boys. This is how you find things. Make it populate this transcript, and then do Harris wants you to blah blah blah. Didn't want to talk about. Here we go. Let's watch it.
Been the best person for her to talk to, because you're not going to attack her. You would just ask her questions, but that's the problem. I don't know if she'd be able to answer those questions.
I'll ask her a question, but I think they had requirements on things that she didn't want to talk about. She didn't want to talk about marijuana legalization, which I thought was hilarious.
Why?
Like, that's so. Because of her prosecuting record.
Right.
Oh, well, I mean, that was her old job, though.
Yeah. And, you know, she put a lot of people in jail for weed. 1,500, apparently.
See, he would speak on some authority, because he's like, oh, you don't want to talk about this? Why don't you want to talk about this? Let me look it up. We have to talk about this.
It's not really
Allegedly.
that many, though.
There's only 1,500 people. Who cares about them?
1,500.
Tell those guys. Those
Are they
1,500
still
together in a room.
in prison?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think
Then they're
everyone's
fine
been
now.
released.
That's okay, dude. It's fine. We stole years from your life and, whatever, for a bullshit law that shouldn't even be a law, but it's fine. It's whatever.
Well,
Prison really builds character.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. She's joking, right? She's joking.
You go in there, you really figure out what kind of person you are.
You
I bet
better
it
be
does.
joking.
Yeah, but when you are held past your release date to fight wildfires for the state, because Kamala Harris wants you to do that.
Sure.
With the swipe of my pen.
Right. You guys are, I mean, it's not like the worst idea to just clean up the wildfires.
Well, you should probably pay people for all work.
Sure.
Even
but
prisoners.
That's just great.
I got a problem with all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a problem with slave labor in prison, because it's essentially mandated.
Right.
Like, you have to have a job in some prisons.
But I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, he's pushing back a little bit. I don't know where she's going with this, but let's watch.
what else are you going to do in prison? Like, if you're
Read books, do push-ups.
Okay, but at some point,
not have someone tell you what to do.
If I'm going to want to do hair, I'm going to want to cook at some point. Like, you just do need a routine. Otherwise, the time never. How many books can you read every single day?
That's true. That's true. Yeah. How many yoga classes can you
You
take?
just need a
There's a difference though between like forcing them and saying like you have to do this and saying like if you like I think like a way to do that might be to like I'm sure they do this in some prisons, I don't know, but it would be like you can go work and if you work you'll get X amount of credits on your cafeteria thing or whatever, like your ability to buy things in the prison. You wouldn't have to rely on money coming in from the outside. You could work to earn a some sort of salary or some sort of extra benefit while you're in prison, or you could like get like I don't know, like again, like I don't know how exactly it would work, but you know you can earn some of your freedom back even though you're in prison, like getting different privileges given to you, like maybe you get some more time on the computer or the phone or whatever the fuck it is, but something like that would be better. There's a difference between doing that and forcing people to go fight wildfires in California. Like I think that yeah, that's a lot different. Anyway, I wanted to get the full context of it. I thought there was going to be some more Kamala stuff, but I guess not. Let's skim through it real quick. Safety, few pets, long live, send your pet fresh foods. Is this fucking? Yeah, he's doing an ad. Okay. AI automation, universal basic income. Okay, they get off into some shit. I'm not trying to poach the whole episode. Looks like a good one though. I don't know that lady, but I'd watch it, I guess. Yeah, let's find another one. I get back to the news thing. Oh wait, what was? No, not that. Damn it! I saw one. Oh, I did it again. Oh, okay. Debate: is Trump a fascist? 8 minutes. Let's put this on the. New playlist. We'll make this one private. Potential reacts. Great. Okay. Yeah, that might be a good one. Just trying to see if there's any other kind of new stuff. Oh my god, 2.5 hours. I made yeah, we're gonna put this on my watch later because that's really long. I'm not doing that on the stream. Confronts Biden nominee over incredibly irresponsible tweets about Trump. No one cares. Elon Musk meets with Iranian ambassador. Why? Okay. Yeah, let's do this one because I want to do this one because I've seen this going around a lot. I want to do this one because I've seen this one going around a lot where people are upset that Elon Musk met with the Iranian ambassador. And my understanding is that he just wants peace with everybody and doesn't want there to be a bunch of wars. So if Elon can have a different sort of conversation than the president can have, then why is this a bad thing? I'm not really sure. Yep. No. No, go play.
The New York Times reports that on Monday, Elon Musk met with Iran's ambassador to the United Nations. They reportedly discussed ways to diffuse tensions between Iran and America. Retired four-star General Jack Keane joins me now. General, Musk talks with the Iranians. Musk gets on the phone with Ukraine's Zelensky. Do you approve of Musk getting involved in foreign relations like this?
Well, obviously, he's not an official of the United States government, but he is an advisor to the president-elect.
God damn it. No. No. Why is this open? What the... No. That's fine. All right, try again. Now that my chair's all wet. Fucking kids. Water everywhere, dude. The fuck did he get an open water bottle? It's on my keyboard. Man. Come on. God damn it. Absolutely ridiculous. Thank you. All right. Gonna try again. Okay. Fuck. So yeah, I want to talk about this because a lot of people are getting upset that Elon Musk is meeting with the Iranian ambassador over, like, I guess whatever's going on in the region. And people are upset about this or concerned about this. My understanding is that Elon Musk has always been fairly anti-war, doesn't want to get in fights with anybody, doesn't want to escalate the conflict. It's a lot better than having somebody like John Bolton or Mad Dog Mattis or any of these other generals and people that we've had over time, all these war hawks and warmongers. I don't see why it's a bad thing that Elon Musk is meeting with them. It's not like he's going to be like, hey, by the way, these are the nuclear missile codes. Like what do you think that he's going to do or say that's going to endanger American security or America's interest with Iran? Like, I don't know. Let's see.
The New York Times reports that on Monday, Elon Musk met with Iran's ambassador to the United Nations. They reportedly discussed ways to diffuse tensions between Iran and America.
Good.
Retired four-star General Jack Keane joins me now. General, Musk talks with the Iranians. Musk gets on the phone with Ukraine's Zelensky. Do you approve of Musk getting involved in foreign relations like this?
If it's to de-escalate tensions, yes. Like, why not? Send anyone that is willing to go. And you know what? They're probably more interested in talking with somebody like Elon because he's the richest man in the world. He owns rocket companies. Like, he's a uniquely positioned person to be able to talk to people around the world because he's kind of a man of the world a little bit. He's America first with Trump and all that kind of stuff. But he's kind of he's well traveled, let's say.
Well, obviously, he's not an official of the United States government, but he is an advisor to the president-elect. I think what's actually happening here, Stuart, is, first of all, the president-elect is not going to reach out as the president-elect while there's a serving president himself to make connections.
Interesting.
Given the fact that he doesn't take office until sometime in January. So I think he's using a close advisor of his, someone who he trusts, to do a little bit of that, to set the stage for him. And I'm not overreacting to the fact that Musk may be talking to him about negotiations in the future. I am very confident about the direction that President Trump, when he takes office, is going to go in. He knows Iran has operationalized all the proxies, and their intent is to drive.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, is that, he could be doing that ahead just to kind of lay out the groundwork. But I don't see the issue because I saw there was a lot of people having issue with this. I mean, we'll just go to everybody's favorite website and go find out. Elon Musk, Iran meeting. I keep seeing things. Yeah, Iran says no meeting. Okay. Iran says no meeting took place between UN ambassador and Elon Musk, as Financial Times reports that Trump's administration is set to ramp up aggressions against Iran as soon as Trump takes office. Trump supporters have been citing the Musk story as evidence that Trump plans to make peace with Iran, and you can expect them to either ignore the Financial Times story or spin it as some 87 de-chess. Okay, I mean, I'm not going to do that. Let's see what it says. Iran categorically denies UN envoy met Elon Musk. Okay. Donald Trump's new administration will revive its maximum pressure policy to bankrupt Iran's ability to fund regional proxies and develop nuclear weapons. Trump's foreign policy team will seek to ratchet up tensions on Tehran, including vital oil exports. Yeah, hopefully they don't do that. Like, that's the thing. It's like I want him to do the right thing. I'm not necessarily. Here's Trump saying that there will be no regime change in Iran because we can't take care of ourselves. Hey, okay, see,
I didn't want much.
See, there's what the Financial Times says, and then there's what Donald Trump himself says. So let's see.
Strategy back with Iran. Different strategies. It all depends. Very fertile mind, different strategies. But they're very close to having a nuclear weapon. You have to understand, I didn't want much. All I wanted is you can never have a nuclear weapon. I didn't want much. I wanted Iran to be very successful.
He says it's not much. That's a lot, dude. That's kind of a lot for them. That's a big deal to them.
I just don't want them to have a nuclear weapon.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the real threat. The real threat isn't global warming. The real threat is nuclear warming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's the real warming. Because, I'm the one that rebuilt our military, rebuilt the whole military.
Yeah. I remember all this part. Okay. So that's fine. Let's go back. I want to see if there's any other stuff because I don't know who that person is. Elon Musk just met with Iranian ambassador. Yeah, she's saying that never happened. A new report says Tesla CEO and tech giant Elon Musk met this week with Iranian's ambassador at United Nations. See, I mean, everybody else is saying that it happened. Just as one lady is saying it didn't happen. And that Iran denies it. Elon had secret meeting. I mean, if it's secret, then they deny it, right? Okay. Oh, I think this might be along the lines of some of the other stuff I was seeing. Elon Musk had secret meeting with Iran's ambassador to UN to discuss U.S. and Iran relations. The Logan Act prohibits private citizens from engaging in foreign policy and undercutting the U.S. government. Yeah, but again, it's more than him being a private citizen. He's an advisor to the president. So is that really the same from engaging in foreign policy and undercutting? Is he really undercutting the U.S. government if it's with the president-elect and under his direction and advisement? I don't know. Musk is not a government official. If reports are true, this is a federal felony. Okay, bro. Okay. Well, I don't think Matt Gaetz is going to be pressing charges, let me say. But okay. Let's see what else here. Same guy. Elon Musk's secret Iran meeting was held in New York City. The U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York should open an immediate investigation into whether... Okay, you're just a fucking hater, bro. You're just a fucking hater. That's all I'm seeing. Why the fuck is Elon meeting with Iran? Why not? Like, why not? Okay, no one cares about this. I shouldn't care about it either. Why? Why does it matter? I mean, like CBS News is reporting it, but Financial Times says, or not Financial Times, whatever that lady was reading said no. Okay. I mean, here it is again, whatever this is. Elon Musk meeting with Iran's UN ambassador to diffuse tensions. Like if that's what he's doing, I don't have a problem with it, and I don't see why anyone else does. Someone's going to have to explain this to me in a way that makes sense to dum-dums like me. Iran, Elon. Iran denies meeting, says News Nation. Okay. Elon talks to Iran as Israel hits 3 war fronts. Okay. Just trying to see if there's anyone that would have like a fiery take. I don't know. What is that? Okay. Okay. Let's see what joining us. See what our favorite people at MSNBC have to say. Probably not our favorite people. Who is it? I don't even know. Wait, what's that girl's name? She's familiar. I don't know the guy, but let's see. We'll try.
Joining us now, president and founder of the Eurasia Group and G0 Media, Ian Bremmer. The Trump campaign's not commenting on this either. Is there any reason to believe that they would tap Musk as an emissary to Iran? We don't have diplomatic relations, but he is a private citizen.
Yeah, it's certainly much more plausible if you want to figure out if there is room for engagement. The Iranians have been reaching out to the Europeans as well as America's Gulf allies pretty consistently over the last few weeks because they're in a horrible position. They don't have an effective way to strike back against Israel. They know that their energy resources, their nuclear.
And we know where the Trump administration's at on the whole Israel thing, right? They're our greatest allies. They must be protected at all costs, all these kinds of things. We covered this on the show a couple of times, but like, I don't think that this signals that the Trump admin is going to be partnering up with Iran. I'm more worried about them going to war with Iran on behalf of Israel. I want to make sure that doesn't happen. But if he's going there to de-escalate tensions or whatever, like, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Their capabilities and their leadership potentially vulnerable to being targeted, and that President-elect Trump is really interested in facilitating that. So they've been reaching out. Easiest way to see what a deal might look like could be sending Elon Musk. I certainly suspect Trump was fully in the loop before he made that meeting. Let's put it that way.
What do you think of Elon Musk being the person to conduct, if he is, this shadow diplomacy?
He's going to be like, yeah, bro, you see this meme? It's pretty funny, isn't it? Check it out, bro.
Well, I think he's more capable than Dennis Rodman was in the first term. So you remember that Dennis was doing that for Trump on North Korea.
Okay, but hang on, because later we got a meeting, right? So, I mean, hey, if the Shah of Iran, if the the leader in Iran, I don't know what they call it, if they want to meet with Trump and that becomes like a big public thing again, just as successful if we get some kind of deal or some kind of treaty or truce with everybody, that would be even more successful, right? I think that's good.
He also has a lot more influence, both influence globally as well as maybe influence in favor of his own business interests. So this is unprecedented territory for U.S. diplomacy. You've also seen, of course, that Musk was on the phone with Zelensky together with Trump. Now, Musk, as a private citizen, has done more for Ukraine than any other private citizen in the United States, maybe in the world, given Starlink and the fact that Zelensky would have a hard time functioning militarily without it. But more recently, he's also promoted a lot of Kremlin talking points against Zelensky in trying to end the war.
What is this shit? What did he say that was a Russia talking point that, like, I got to find that because that's crazy. What are you talking about? Because, again, if the goal is to de-escalate tensions and stop the war, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, if that's, like, I know Russia wants to stop the war in a different way. They want to take Crimea or whatever the hell they're trying to do over there now. Like, I understand that, but come on, it just sounds ridiculous. I have to find Russian talking points floated by Elon Musk or whatever after this.
For me, the most interesting point going forward is whether or not Elon Musk is going to be on Trump's first phone call with Xi Jinping. Because, Katie, when I think about U.S.-China relations, I see a large number of Trump appointees that are among the most hawkish on China.
Yep.
I see Trump, who talks about tariffs, but also is inclined to cut deals with anybody if a good deal is there for the offing. And, Kissinger's dead. The only person in the world that has access to both Xi Jinping and the president-elect happens to be the richest man in the world. So we're going to be talking about this a lot going forward.
Yeah, he's got access. I mean, like, I don't... Like, it doesn't make sense to me that he wouldn't be allowed, or him doing it is a bad thing, especially like seeing what his intentions are. Like, what does Elon Musk have to say about Russia? What Russian talking points have been repeated by Elon Musk? I want to know that answer. Let's have the AI do it again. Based on provided search results, these are the things. Peace conditions favorable to Russia. Musk shared a poll with peace conditions that were favorable to Russia, which Putin and other Russian leaders have repeatedly threatened in apparent terms. What? What are the peace terms favorable to Russia? That they get a piece of land or something? blaming Ukraine for the war. Musk echoed another Kremlin talking point, blaming Ukrainian President Zelensky for forcing Putin to invade Ukraine. I think Russia's position on this is that NATO is surrounding them and all this kind of stuff, and they had no choice, downplaying Russian aggression. Musk's criticism of Biden administration is campaigning for Donald Trump's reelection campaign have been as attempts to downplay Russian aggression and undermine Western unity against Russia's actions in Ukraine. Okay, you're going to have to be more specific. Here we go. Let's go with this raw story one. Regularly talked with Vladimir Putin and faced implicit threats. Okay, he's regularly talked to Putin and he's faced threats. Okay. Tech millionaire, blah, blah, blah. Several current officials, Europe and Russia, told the Wall Street Journal that Musk had discussed personal topics, business, and geopolitical issues with Putin, at one point asking Musk to avoid activating Starlink satellites in providing internet service over Taiwan. Okay, but we just heard a moment ago that he's done more to help Ukraine than anybody else, right? The report revealed in 2022 the world's richest man was under public and private pressure from the Kremlin. Okay. 2022, Russia's space chief said in a post on Telegram that Musk would answer like an adult for supplying Starlink to Ukraine's Azov battalion, which Kremlin had signaled for the ultra-right ideology espoused by some members. Okay. Yeah, so like Russia's trying to say like they're a bunch of Nazis and you're helping them out. Like, yeah, that's propaganda. It's fine. The article continued later in 2022. Musk was having regular conversations with high-level Russians, according to a person familiar. At the time, there was pressure from the Kremlin on Musk's business and implicit threats against him. Okay, yeah, like you're doing a bad thing. You're gonna pay for this, big boy. Like, I don't understand. Musk began pushing more that same year. Musk began. Okay, this is it. So like. He met with them. He was helping Ukraine. Then Russia had a conversation with him, and now he's changing. That's what this is saying. That same year, Musk began pushing more Russian-aligned stances, including SpaceX was losing money by funding terminals in Ukraine. How is that a Russian-aligned stance? To point out that I'm not making any money on helping this war effort. I am losing money on doing it. If anything, that speaks to his commitment to it. That's not a Russian talking point or a Russian aligned stance. What the fuck? As well as asking his followers on X to support peace plans that mirrored some aspects of the Kremlin's offer to Ukraine, the journal reported. Additionally, okay, so get on a poll and to support peace plans, and because some of those things mirror what the Kremlin wanted. Oh my God. Additionally, Musk has become more critical of American and military aid to Ukraine. Yeah, because we shouldn't be involved. It's not our fucking fight. Like, okay. Report continues. After the Justice Department repeatedly sent Musk a warning letter after he began a lottery for voters in swing states. Okay. What does that have to do with anything? That's a completely separate issue. Okay, you want me to pay? I'm not paying. Next. Everything is subservient to the big guy. Fiona Hill on Trump. Oh, they're trying to make him the big guy now. Okay. Everything is subservient to the big guy. Fiona Hill on Trump and America's emerging oligarchy. The news for the past few weeks has included some developments that on their own could seem minor. Blah, blah, blah. Interview Political Magazine. Hill, like the other scholars, historians, thinking about Trump and Putin, Musk's fellow oligarchs, They aren't driven by the people they represent or the companies that they represent, but rather by the peer group that they're in, which is an extraordinarily small group of people. Their interactions are all about them figuring out how to exercise power together. I mean, that's what you would do, right? If you wanted to affect changes, you would find some people that can help you affect that change, and then you guys put together a plan, a coalition, let's say, to make it happen. These people have a way of saying things that make it sound terrible, and it really isn't. When it comes to Musk, he's promoting Trump's candidacy and transacting with Putin because it serves its own interests in amassing political and financial power. His loyalty is not necessarily to the United States. I haven't seen... So I guess the implication there is that he's more in it for himself or his own wealth and his own power, and that he really doesn't care about the United States. You'd have to explain more about that, because like I see things like, okay, the Starlink thing in Ukraine, him pointing out that he doesn't make money doing that doesn't necessarily point towards a loyalty towards Russia like they were implying in the last article. Rather, like he cared about it and it didn't matter if he was losing money. Similarly, look at the acquisition of X. He talks about how he's overpaid for it and how it's not making any money, but he also talks about the importance of free speech and having a place where we can have a digital town square of American opinion and thought and conversation that happens. And so, again, you're saying his loyalty is not necessarily to the United States, again, implying that it's more about his own stature or his own wealth or his own power. I mean, he definitely has a more influence and more power now that he has control of X, but he doesn't really seem to be wielding that in a way that's self-beneficial. If anything, he's putting himself out there as a target right now. Had he stuck with Tesla and SpaceX and Neuralink and all the other things he was doing without getting political, I don't think a lot of these other things would have really mattered too much, but he made the conscious decision to get involved politically. Is it for his own prestige and his own power? I'm sure that there's a part of it that's for that, but I don't think that it means that he has no loyalty towards the United States or no affinity towards the United States over other countries. You're making him sound like this big villain, but I'm going to need to see more. In the last couple of weeks, we learned Vladimir Putin has been in regular contact with. What do you think is going on here? President Trump always wants to stress the relationship he has with Putin. Okay, what is Putin? What is it that Putin wants from Trump? Putin has made his interest in the United States crystal clear. He talks about it all the time. He wants a weakening of the United States. He wants the United States out of international affairs. Okay, he probably does want the United States to be weaker so that he can do more what he wants without their interference. But having the United States out of international affairs is something that all Americans should want, because we don't need to be involved in everyone else's business. We just need to worry about ourselves and what we're doing, take care of our own shit, clean up our own room, and then we can worry about, what's going on. But we worry by criticizing and by being that beacon of freedom and just being better. Like, you don't have to force everyone else to be good. You can't force American liberty on the rest of the world or democracy or whatever. One could assume that if he's having conversations with Trump, what Putin is trying to do is push his preferences, his interests in Russian power, and engaging in his own power plays. Of course, Putin doesn't care about the American people, as he shouldn't. He doesn't care about President Trump, as he shouldn't. What he really cares about is Russia's own positions and his own interests. Like everybody else. I mean, okay. Putin wants to see the United States weak. In a private conversation, he will be pushing out messages that reinforce his preferences, advising, perhaps cajoling Trump to do or say certain things. Unfortunately, this messaging might be working. A lot of the statements that Trump and people around him, like J.D. Vance, have made about Ukraine sound exactly like the statements Putin has made in his preferences for how the war in Ukraine ends. I want to see more stuff about that. I'm not going to continue on with this because it's going on a little long, but I have to see more about that. But again, I think what they're probably saying is like the ideal closure to the war for the people who hate Russia and love Ukraine and all that stuff. The ideal closure of the war for them might be as simple as Russia backs off and Ukraine keeps every piece of land, and that's okay. And then, some people might try to take that further after a scenario like that would happen and say, now Russia has to be punished for its crimes against humanity and its crimes against Ukraine and all these kinds of things. They might try to pursue that further once they get what they want. It's like a never ending thing on that side. So I think that's the ideal situation that they want, is that Ukraine keeps everything and Russia gets kicked out and maybe even punished. And I think what Trump and Elon and other people are saying is like, it's not going to happen that way. Russia is going to get something out of this, whether it's preventing Ukraine from being a part of NATO, whether it's giving Russia Crimea, or whatever the situation is. There's going to be some give and take. Both sides are going to have to lose a little bit, but the war will end at the end of the day, and that's more important. And I would agree with that stance I would agree with the latter stance over the former. And I think that's probably what they're hinting at here, is because Russia is probably coming in and saying, no, we want Crimea. We don't want them in NATO. We want X, Y, Z. And Trump and whoever else is saying, well, we'll give you X, but Y and Z we're not going to give you. And then the media steps in and says, oh, well, they're giving him X. And oh, isn't that terrible? That's exactly what Russia wants, not negating the fact that there's all these other things that they probably want that they're not going to get. But at the end of the day, the result is the same and the war ends. Neither side is truly happy, but it's the end. And I think that's more important. And if that's the case, if that's what's going on here, then all these people can get fucked. That's how I feel about it. Yeah. I was going to say this shit right now, if you're watching this. If it happens, then fine. Okay. Then I'll go look it up. Okay, so look it up. No, I'm not doing it. I want to believe. Yeah. Oh, man. See, that transition's better. Why doesn't it do transitions like that all the time? I'm not gonna leave you alone. Let's see what else we got. Spicy nuggets. Bro, what? They're getting ready for him. Trump's revenge plan for Jack Smith's. Trying to see what else there is in here. Worth looking at. Wait, what? What the fuck is this? This isn't going to be worth anything, I don't think, but I'm still going to watch it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is going to be fucking crap. I just know it, but I'm going to watch it anyway.
Let's move to this story out of Staten Island. Whoopi Goldberg suggests that a 146-year-old bakery in Staten Island denied her service because of her politics. Watch.
Now, I should tell you, Charlotte Russe has no political leanings. And the place that made these refused to make them for me.
Oh, really?
Yes. They said that their ovens had gone down, all kinds of stuff, but folks went and got them anyway, which is why I'm not telling you who made them. But can't be because I'm a woman, but perhaps they did not like my politics. Yeah.
So I can almost guarantee you that we can find clips of Whoopi Goldberg saying that it's okay not to serve Trump supporters or Republicans or people who support XYZ policy or whatever. Private businesses should do that. So now when it happens to her, it's a problem. I can almost guarantee you. I hope they have clips like that because I'm sure they exist. I'm not going to watch this whole thing. It's 20 minutes.
So that's what she had to say about this bakery. Holterman's Bakery. But the true story, and there was a press conference in Staten Island, and then Holterman's Bakery has said this. They said, this order was attempted to be placed. They asked us, and we were having trouble with our boilers. I said to Whoopi, I can't do it right now. We have so many things going on with my boiler because the building is from 1930. I had no idea if we would be baking. So she said we had real problems that Whoopi internalized to somehow bias against politics and use that huge platform, The View, to go after this small but long-time institution staff.
So hang on, did she got the stuff from somewhere else though, right? It's not like they placed an order with her or with the same company, right? Like they didn't get the stuff from the bakery at the same place. They had to get food from somewhere else. And then she's saying that other people she knows went there. That sounds like bullshit, but okay.
Staten Island.
Yeah, it's a small bakery. The oven broke. I mean, it's really that simple. But guess what? A lot of people from around the country saw through this. People have been calling the bakery, ordering. People from as far away as Alabama saying, you can't send it to me, that's fine. Here's $50. Send the bakery to the local fire department or wherever. People understand. You know what? People are sick of this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And this was a very powerful woman going after, as you said, a small business that gets up, by the way, at the crack of dawn to make bread and donuts and everything we need. That is a really hard.
The bakery owner responded.
Whoopi Goldberg causing problems for a bakery, and now a Staten Island bureau president is speaking. Let's watch.
Yeah.
And I think the bottom line here is after we're going to call up Jill, who has had to endure something that she shouldn't have to endure. These people are up at 3 or 4 o'clock every morning. The sacrifices they've made, the holidays they've missed with their families. To make Staten Island better, they have sacrificed for 145 years. Rutherford B. Hayes was the President of the United States, for God's sakes. And they're still here, and they're still strong, and they're not going anywhere, despite what other people on television have to say. And frankly, the people who defamed the Holterman family should apologize to the Holterman family for making stuff up to suit their needs.
Yeah, because so they're in New York, right? So, like, I know it's Staten Island, but you would think, like, if they're from New York, chances are they're. Let's see how they voted. I'm gonna say, like, chances are these are Democrats, right? Let's look. Google. Now let's see election results. 2024. Let's grab New York. Can I please have it? Or let me get it. 270 to win with interactive maps. New York. Here it is. Wait, I want to see President, New York. Now I got to learn where Staten Island is, damn it. I think Long Island's the Republican one, isn't it? Staten Island is southernmost borough of New York City. Richmond, coextensive with Richmond County and situated. Show it to me on the map. There it is. All right, so it's that little nub. Okay. So, yeah, 65% Donald Trump here. Just so you know, I'm not making shit up. So this little piece down here, Richmond, this is like the little Staten Island area. 65% Donald Trump. Okay, so chances are that there are Republicans out there. Okay. I was going to say, chances are they're Democrats.
Rutherford B. Hayes was the President of the United States, for God's sakes. And they're still here, and they're still strong, and they're not going anywhere, despite what other people...
Between finding out yesterday this even happened, getting phone calls, and then people coming in, people from all over just supporting us in every way. We had phone calls yesterday from Alabama. Guy says, I'm going to give you $50. Send it to a school. Send them donuts. Send them cupcakes. The support has been so overwhelming, and I know how hard my family has worked to keep this business alive, and I wish my father was here today to see this.
Holterman family, Jill, give her a big round of applause. I think one thing all of the elected officials have in common is that Holterman's has been around our entire lives. My parents' entire lives, my grandparents' entire lives, probably our great-grandparents' entire lives. This is a staple in the Staten Island community.
Thank you so much, Borough President. Vito always stands up for Staten Island, and today Staten Island needs to be stood up for. And we're here today to have Holterman Bakeries back, because the Holterman family generationally has had the backs of this community. like so many other small
bakery. Watch.
The place that made these refused to make them for me.
So she's saying Halterman did make them.
Oh, really? Yes. What? Oh, no.
She spit it out. No shot. Let's go.
The place that made these refused to make them for me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What? Oh,
No. Let me explain. They said that their ovens had gone down, all kinds of stuff, but folks went and got them anyway, which is why I'm not telling you who made them.
I'm not telling you who made them. You just implied that Halterman Bakery made them. So if Halterman did not make them, who made them?
But can't be because I'm a woman, but perhaps they did not like my politics.
Yeah. Okay, the boiler was broken. I mean, you could hear the New York City councilman there. They brought everybody to those microphones.
Not political is what they're saying. This is just pure evil by Whoopi Goldberg trying to destroy a family business that's been in business for as long.
There's more updates.
The borough is a conservative enclave amongst New York City's 5 boroughs voting for Trump in the presidential election. On Wednesday, The View host said when she ordered treats called Charlotte Russe for her 69th birthday to celebrate on the show, and she claimed she was refused service because of her liberal politics.
Charlotte Russe has no political leanings. And the place that made these refused to make them for me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What?
They said that their ovens had gone down, all kinds of stuff, but folks went and got them anyway, which is why I'm not telling you who made them. But can't be because I'm a woman, but perhaps they did not like my politics.
Yeah. Well, the bakery owner said it had nothing to do with politics, that there was indeed trouble with an old boiler that stoked the ovens, and they just couldn't commit to a large order. Borough president defended the bakery.
So I don't understand. They turned down the Whoopi order, but then they made the order anyway for somebody else? Because in that case, that supports what Whoopi said. It's just the same news report over and over again, bro. Like... I need more clarification, and we'll never get it. Anyway, that one ain't going. That's terrible little segment there. It's just too conflated. Plus, they don't like it when we play Whoopi shit. They don't want that. Yo, what? More alien stuff? They said they have multiple types of creatures? Wait a second. All right, no shot here. Yeah, this is gonna be crazy. All right, so it is multiple types of creatures. Burles impresses witnesses on DOD's possession of alien bodies. What?
Mr. Burleson, I'll recognize you for 5 minutes of questions, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Elizondo, does any branch of the United States government or defense contractors possess technology?
Sir, there's
Yeah, they have technology. It's called a phone.
documentation that I believe was submitted for the record that was approved for release by the U.S. Pentagon, by the Department of Defense Office of Pre-Publication Security Review, and it states one of the reasons why my predecessor program, OSAP, was trying to collect material of unknown origin.
Was it successfully collected?
It was not. What happened is that there was an aerospace contract company that requested to divest itself of the material that was collected in the 1950s. Unfortunately, that didn't actually occur.
So let's dive into that. That's the Bigelow Aerospace, correct? So
yes, sir.
There was a journalist, Christopher Sharp, who said that there was a transfer between Lockheed Martin, Bigelow Aerospace, and the CIA allegedly blocked this. Can you describe that?
What I can say is that it was blocked. Why it was blocked, I can only surmise. I was part of some conversations later on with some of those contract personnel where they had told all of us that is accurate. What we required was a memo from the Secretary of the Air Force in order to make that complete, and that never occurred. And so when Secretary Mattis became Secretary of Defense, I decided it would be appropriate for me to try to receive a memo from him as SecDef, as Secretary of Defense, if we could not get a memo from the Secretary of the Air Force to transfer that material.
So if that material exists today, who's in possession?
Sir, I wouldn't be able to have that conversation in an open hearing. We'd probably have to have that.
Okay,
Bro, come on. So he's admitting that somebody does have things, technologies or whatever. He just doesn't want to say who. Okay.
My question to you then is, if we were in a secure setting, if we were in a SCIF, would you be able to provide or get access to something, whether it's visuals or material that we could put our hands on, or biologics that would convince me, that would show me that we have non-human origins?
Sir, that decision would not be mine. That would be to the gatekeeper still in the U.S. government.
And who would we, so if you were in our shoes, where would you go from here? How would you get that information? A lot of times we just don't know who to ask because we don't know where to go next. So if you were in our shoes, where would you go?
Well, I prefer to answer that question in a closed session. However, we established Aero for that very purpose. And unfortunately, under its previous leadership, it failed. So one would hope that they would have the authorities necessary to do that. Let's hope that this new iteration of leadership will be successful.
They're going to roll out aliens, bro. They're going to roll them out. Is that what's about to happen right now?
In the discussions, it's simply about material, or is there a discussion about it was previously testified that there was biologics that were collected. Are you aware of any of that?
I am, sir, aware of the reporting that biologics have been recovered. Again, my focus was more nuts and bolts, looking at the physical aspects of these phenomenon, how they interacted around.
And that's the theory, right? Is that all of these things are decompartmentalized so that no one person has a full picture of everything that's happening. So it would make sense that, he's talking about technologies, and he seems to be implying that there are technologies out there that he theoretically could get access to or has seen that would convince him, but he doesn't have the authority or permission to share that with anyone in a public setting or in a private setting without the authority of somebody above him. So if he has intricate detail and knowledge about technologies, because of the decompartmentalization, it would make sense that he did not have any further information about biologics, as they keep calling them. Yeah, that would make sense. So interesting.
Military equities and nuclear equities. So I'm certainly not a medical expert. I would not be able to probably provide you a whole lot of value in that simply because I don't have the expertise.
But was anything described as that we have possession of bodies?
Yes.
We have is it multiple types of creatures, or?
Sir, I couldn't answer that. I can tell you anecdotally that it was discussed quite a bit when I was at the Pentagon. The problem is the supposed collection of these biological samples occurred before my time, in fact, before I was even born.
And how old is that guy? How old is that guy? What's his name? I got to get this fucking banner out of the way. I want to know who he is.
Was this part of the Lockheed Martin discussion, or was this the biologics is a completely separate?
Separate yet related.
Okay. Has anyone made contact?
Sir, I'm sorry, could you specify?
Has there been any, to your knowledge, any communication with a non-human life form?
So the term communication is a bit of a trick word because there's verbal communication like we're having now. The problem is you also have nonverbal communication. And so I would say definitively yes, but from a nonverbal meaning, when a Russian reconnaissance aircraft comes into U.S. airspace, we scramble two F-22s, and we are certainly communicating intent and capability. I think the same goes with this. We have these things that are being observed over controlled U.S. airspace.
Interesting.
And they're not really doing a good job hiding themselves. They're making it pretty obvious they have the ability to even interfere with our nuclear equities and our nuclear readiness.
Is the United States government or in our...
Bro, come on. So what he's saying is when we're flying around, they show up and they let us know that they're there, and they start fucking with shit. There ain't nothing we can do about it, but they're letting us know that they're there. That's crazy. And then he's talking about the nuclear stuff. I keep saying, man, y'all you think I'm joking. That's what they've all said. That's what all these alien experts and people have always said, is that the interaction with off-world life forms intensified after the Manhattan Project and during its development. And it's a real big focus on it. And the thought is that's because if we started dropping bombs everywhere, that would affect things outside of our world or even outside of our galaxy. And so, yeah, like it's going to be that. Get me excited.
Contractors, are they pulling technology from this? Or they're reverse engineering this?
Sir, as I previously stated, and please forgive me, I am not authorized to discuss specifics about crash retrievals. I signed documentation with the U.S. government. What I can say was, after a very thorough review process by the Pentagon, what I wrote about. And that was my limit, unfortunately, that I was given.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay. What is this guy's name? Who's this guy? Question witnesses. Okay. But what was the witness's name? I'll have to get that at some other point. That's crazy. Multiple bodies, multiple types of creatures. It's in possession of different, and he, like, the way he talked about it was like, yeah, like he was saying yes without saying yes. He didn't want to say yes, but I mean, like, social cues, buddy. I mean, he definitely, whether or not it's real, like, there's a lot of people that are saying like this is the Project Bluebeam stuff coming out and it's not real and it's all fake and whatever. I mean, if it was fake or if it was real, would they be acting any different? I'm not so sure. Like, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, I keep eating my lunch, but yeah, want to find more stuff like that. That was good.
This video. All right. All right, so there's going to be like a little intro here. I've never seen this outlet before, but Elon Musk's plan to balance the U.S. budget explained. Let's see.
This video is brought to you by Brilliant.
Oh, brilliant.
On Tuesday, President-elect Donald Trump announced the creation of a new Department of Government Efficiency to be headed up by Tesla CEO Elon Musk and former Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy. In a post on Truth Social, Trump suggested the new department would partner with the White House Office of Budget and Management, or OMB, to trim down government spending, suggesting it could even become the Manhattan Project of our time. Wow. This was actually something Musk talked about a fair bit during the latter stages of the campaign, and his stated plans are ambitious. During a campaign rally in New York last month, he claimed he wanted to trim $2 trillion off the $7 trillion federal budget.
It's a good start. Got $5 trillion more to go, but it's a good start.
Which, if it happened, would push the US into its first
I gotta minimize this. I found the trick.
Budget surplus since 2001. Originally, it was unclear what sort of timeline Musk was imagining here, but Trump's announcement said that the department's work would be done no later than July the 4th, 2026.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Their entire work will conclude? They will work together. They will work together to liberate our economy and make the U.S. government accountable to we the people. Their work will conclude no later than July 4th, 2026. A smaller government with more efficient and less bureaucracy will be the perfect gift for America's 250th birthday. God damn, I can't read. I'm confident they will succeed.
I mean, look, if you're cutting the budget by, what is that, a quarter? What's 2 divided by 7? What percentage is that? 2 divided by 7. So yeah, if you're cutting it by 28%, a quarter, that's a good start, man. It's a good start. I don't know how you can be upset about
said that the department's work would be done no later than July the 4th, 2026, which means Musk has basically 18 months to do what he can. So in this video, we're going to have a look at Musk's Javier Milei-style plan to trim down the American state.
Yo, is it his? Is that what he said? Because that was good. Hold on.
And whether he can actually succeed.
That second part, that's the real question. Can he actually do it? Not sure.
So let's start by explaining why the US might need to trim down the federal government. When Musk talks about why he thinks the US needs a Department of Government Efficiency, he broadly gives 2 reasons. The first is that America is, in his words, going bankrupt.
Yes.
In other words, the federal government is spending a lot more money than it takes in, which means America's...
That's not his judgment or his assessment. That's true. That is exactly true. Yes. Like the money that we collect from taxes and things barely goes to cover, if it does at all, cover our interest. I mean, I'll pull it up later, but yeah, that's just accurate. That's not his assessment of things.
National debt is now reaching unsustainable levels.
Look at that. Federal surplus deficit. United States and USD billions. And look at this here. The COVID stuff just fucking tanked it, and we've never recovered.
In the 2024 fiscal year, which runs between October 2023 and September 2024, the US ran a deficit of $1.83 trillion. This equates to about 6.4% of GDP, which is an absolutely enormous number by peacetime standards.
Jesus.
For context, over the past 50 years, the US deficit has averaged about 3.8%.
See, it's been bad forever. Like, it's constantly been like that big black line at the top, that's 0. So that'd be like if we were running exact. I want to know what happened here before 2000. So this would have been like the Bill Clinton era, like right around here. So Reagan would have came in the 80s here. Things got a little bit better. We did better than average. We went down a little bit. Clinton comes in 92. And from 92 to 2000, we have this like straight shot upward. Interesting.
And the only other time the US has run a deficit this large was in the immediate aftermath of the financial crisis and during the pandemic. Successive and rising deficits mean that the US national debt has risen to over 120% of GDP.
That's what I mean. It's not his assessment that this thing is going broke. I mean, we're fucking broke.
According to Federal Reserve data. These are pretty scary numbers by themselves, but things have been made quite a lot worse by the recent rise in interest rates. Not only does this mean that fresh borrowing is more expensive, but it also means that servicing pre-existing debt, i.e. paying interest payments on the tens of trillions of dollars of outstanding debt, accounts for an ever-growing fraction of government revenues. According to the IMF, debt servicing costs now account for over 15% of all US government spending.
That's fucking ridiculous, dude. I mean, it's not as bad as I thought it was, but it's still like, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Look, and that blue line underneath is all other of the G7 countries, their average. We're the worst. We're the worst.
Nearly triple the G7 average.
Yep.
This means the US is spending more on interest payments than on defense or Medicare.
God damn. This right here. You can take care of that number right there. That's almost $1 trillion. You can knock that out. You can knock these out. And even if we just kept defense and interest, like knocking out, yeah, people don't want to talk about it. Not allowed to say that. Can't get rid of Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid. You can't get rid of that stuff. Nope. We got to have that. Got to have the freebies in there. But it's like, even if we take care of the national debt, bro, there's still a lot of money here. So where is he going to cut the $2 trillion? That's what I want to know. Like, look, 3.5, 4.5. So what's that? 8. So here's another 8. That's 1.6. We do that. We get rid of those 3. We're almost there to $2 trillion.
The worry here is that the US gets caught in a sort of debt servicing spiral, whereby the US has to borrow more and more money to service its debt. But this means more debt, so more debt servicing, which forces more borrowing ad infinitum. On top of all this, Trump's fiscal plans, which include massive tax cuts, will probably make things a lot worse.
Not true. Every time there's been multiple breakdowns of this, but basically every time we lower taxes, we actually see more revenue because more people you make money in other ways. So like if the economy is moving more quickly, you get more sales taxes and more things like that. And so reducing the personal liability taxes doesn't necessarily mean that we make less money. In fact, in most cases, we actually make more money.
The non-partisan Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget explains that his stated policies would add another $8 trillion to the national debt.
And I don't know, I haven't seen this one exactly, but a lot of the breakdowns of these proposals that I've seen assume that the spending and everything stays where it is, which is why it's important. Like people talk about reducing the debt and reducing taxes and reducing all of that kind of stuff, but they need to talk about cutting spending. Like being more fiscally responsible or, lowering taxes means nothing without also cutting spending, because like he mentioned in the graph before, if you just lower taxes and you don't cut the spending, then we still have to pay for the thing. So the government ends up needing more money, then it borrows money, which creates the debt and which raises the interest to a site that we can't pay. And so then we have to borrow more money and the cycle continues. So exactly what he was saying before, like it doesn't mean anything without cuts. And a lot of these breakdowns of what a presidential fiscal plan would look like for whatever candidate, a lot of these assume that nothing changes with spending. And so I don't know if that one does this or not, but I don't trust any of these because so many of them do.
That his stated policies would add another $8 trillion to the national debt over the next 10 years, pushing the deficit up to 10% of GDP. There's also the risk that the US gets caught in another vicious cycle, as sustained government spending stokes inflation, which discourages the Federal Reserve from cutting interest rates, which means more spending in the form of higher debt servicing.
And this is why it doesn't matter, because the more money that the government borrows, the more they have to take out in interest, the more they have to borrow, the more money I'm sorry, this is why it matters, because if the spending is to stay the same and the taxes go down, then the government has to get that money elsewhere. And the only other place for them to get it is to borrow it. And so if they're going to borrow it, that's going to create inflation, which devalues the currency, which is the most insidious form of tax, the inflation tax, the one that you don't see, but you feel every cent of.
Costs. Anyway, that's the first reason. Musk worries that without significant cuts in government spending, the federal government is at risk of going bankrupt. But the second reason Musk often gives is his belief that excessive regulation and government bureaucracy stymies economic growth.
You keep saying that like it's not a true thing. Like, just go look. Every time you reduce regulations, business does better. Like it's not an assumption. This is how it works. The biggest burden on the American economy is the American government. It's that simple.
Musk therefore believes that if he can successfully reduce government waste, he'll be able to bring America's debt-to-GDP ratio down by both decreasing the numerator and increasing the denominator. In other words, reducing borrowing and increasing GDP. In the same vein, Musk also believes that a lot of government spending is wasteful, spent employing people to do useless things, or even nothing, when they could otherwise be doing productive work in the private sector.
Yeah, just go look at Rand Paul's breakdown of all the things that we waste our money on. Justin Amash just did a similar thing, and I think recently there was an exchange on X with Justin Amash and I think it was either Vivek or Elon. I don't remember who it was, but they sent them all of the breakdowns and all the data that they had on all of the wasteful spending, not inefficient, but just complete waste. And so, yeah, that's definitely true too.
Although it's worth noting that, while there's obviously going to be some wasteful spending in a $7 trillion budget, the US actually has a pretty small state by international standards. According to the most recent IMF data, for instance, government spending amounted to 37.5% of GDP in 2024.
What are you trying to? Okay, how much they spend out expenditure. Okay, but still, that's crazy. It's crazy.
By far and away the lowest in the G7. So that's why Musk wants to cut down the American state. But can he actually do it?
Yes.
Well, cutting $2 trillion off the budget before mid-2026 would be immensely difficult and would almost definitely require cuts to Social Security, Medicare, and the defense budget.
Let's fucking go.
Cuts to these big government programs require congressional approval, and even though Republicans have majorities in both the House and Senate, this doesn't mean he'll be able to get these cuts through.
Yeah, exactly, because we still have the filibuster, and so what that means is that even if all of the Republicans are on board with this, the Democrats could go out there and say, you're taking away Social Security and Medicaid, and this is terrible, and I'm going to stand up here and complain about it until you give up, and then they go for days and days and days. And yeah, that's definitely going to happen. House, they probably have some sort of filibuster too. But point is, you don't have a super majority proof, or you don't have a super majority. You don't have a filibuster proof way of getting this done, and that's the biggest thing right there. Because Congress, at the end of the day, is supposed to control the purse strings, and the chance of them approving a 28% reduction in government spending is insanely low. And so I'm not hopeful, but maybe we get the recommendations from it, and 5-10 years from now we actually start moving in that direction. But a lot of people got to lose their jobs in Congress for this to happen.
He's in
Republicans and Democrats alike.
Both the House and Senate. This doesn't mean he'll be able to get these cuts through. Last month, for instance, Republican Senator Rand Paul proposed a bill that would cut spending by 6% a year, every year, until the US budget is balanced. But it was voted down by a 56-39 majority.
Of fucking course it was.
Which included Republican hawks who didn't want to see defense spending cut. It was for this reason that Trump failed to cut spending on Affordable Care Act insurance subsidies in his first term, along with other agency cuts. Musk and Trump could instead target so-called discretionary spending, outlays that are not permanently enshrined in law but have to be voted on every year by Congress.
And there ain't no fucking way that they're going to cut that either, because a lot of that is pork barrel spending. It's a lot of stuff that goes back to their constituents, and it's things that they point to during their re-election campaigns to say, look at the money I extracted for the federal government for you. And that's why it's never going to go away.
Discretionary spending accounted for about $1.7 trillion in 2023.
You have to make that zero to hit your $2 trillion target.
2023, but about half of that went on defense, and much of it is spent on paying federal salaries.
Definitely not happening.
Ultimately, cutting the federal budget by 30% in 18 months would be immensely painful, however Musk does it. And the only place anyone has tried anything remotely similar is Argentina, where President Javier Milei has cut the federal budget by 35% in just a year.
They can do it. Let's do it.
Shutting down 13 government ministries and sacking about 10% of all civil servants.
Let's go.
But while Millei's plans have sort of worked, the government ran a monthly budget surplus for the first time early this year. They've also triggered a deep recession, with GDP shrinking by about 3% this year and the poverty rate now above 50%.
And this is the problem, is that, Peter Schiff talks about this a lot, but we've been living high on the hog for so long that austerity measures are warranted and necessary if we're going to get out of this. I mean, you have two choices. You could either stop taking the drugs and go through the withdrawal, or you can keep taking the drugs until they kill you. I mean, either way, you're going to have to go through some difficult times. The point is, the longer you wait, the less likely you are to survive it. And so, to this point, the profitability things or whatever here, these are all good. Once it here
surplus for the first time early this year.
That's all good. People are not going to like this, though. They're not going to like the next part of that.
And the poverty rate now above 50%.
They're not going to like that. But at the end of the day, I mean, you got to pay the piper at some point.
While this is something Musk has been remarkably candid about, admitting in a virtual town hall on X that his planned reductions would, quote, necessarily involve some temporary hardship, Trump might not be so keen on it, given he's the one who'll suffer the political repercussions.
Correct.
It's also worth saying that this is where the Argentina analogy collapses. Argentinian voters elected Milei knowing that they were asking for some short-term pain, whereas Trump campaigned promising an immediate economic boom with tax cuts and lower inflation. Now, as a TLDR viewer, it's clear that you have a thirst for learning.
Okay, we're not going to watch the sponsor thing here, but yeah, no, exactly. Like he said, Trump campaigned on making America great tomorrow, not make America great in 4 or 5 years from now after we've, taken the time to take our lashings and pay the debt. Like it's not going to work the same, and he's not going to have a Congress that's going to want to do it because they're too self-interested in their own jobs and keeping their own positions of authority. So it's a big task, and hopefully they make all the recommendations and things, and we can use those later on to say, like, this is what we should have done, see how much worse it's gotten. If we would have done this, it would have been better. And you can keep using that as something to run on and to run for and to have a plan in place to make things better eventually. But it's probably not going to happen in these next 4 years. I just don't have faith in that. That was a good one. I wasn't expecting it to be. That was good. TLDR, you're on my list now. Just like zoning out here, looking for different stuff. I go back to the news section. Yeah. Let's see if they get any good clips in here. They're usually good for a laugh. Just reading. Something else I wanted to try to do. Let's go see, yeah, our libertarian. Let's go see what's happening here. Wanted to see if there was anything here that's like worth responding to. Post-election stuff, okay. Say it's good over mass killings under communist regimes. Yep, okay. Video. When they call military spending the cost of freedom. That's pretty funny. Austrian economics is the cure to Keynesian socialist disease. Yep. Okay. GDP growth is inflated by that. I was like going to see if they have like is there like a questions tag? See if I could do any of that. Use Flare. How do I search for things with specific Flare? Not a Reddit guy. Let's see. No, I don't want to mute him. I want to find it. Yeah, give me the compact view. See what that looks like. Okay. And then new. Republicans are pussies. Okay. Memes, discussion, big government, anti-free market, populism is rising on the right. I don't understand why so many. Okay, here's a good one. So this is big government, anti-free market, populism is rising on the right. I don't understand why so many libertarians are supporting that movement. Josh Hawley, an anti-usury bill capping outrageous credit card rates ought to be a top priority for the next Congress. Yeah, I did not like that. And here it is with Bernie Sanders. I look forward to working with the Trump administration on fulfilling his promise to cap credit card interest rates at 10%. We cannot continue to allow big banks to make record profits by ripping off Americans. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't think that we need to be focusing on capping credit card interest rates. People are going to support it because they have a lot of credit card debt, and credit cards are typically 25%, somewhere around that neighborhood. So it makes sense that you'd want to support that because it would theoretically benefit you personally. But the truth is, what's really going to happen is that if you can't get approved for a 10% credit card right now, when the government mandates that credit card interest is capped at 10%, your current debt might be locked at 10% now, or might be changed to 10% now. But in the future, you will not be able to get any debt, any credit cards that have a higher interest rate. You just simply will not be approved. It's the same argument for minimum wage. If you set the minimum wage at $20 an hour, but you're currently getting $15 an hour, and your job barely justifies $15 an hour, something has to change. They either have to raise the prices that they're charging. They have to, when the cost of labor goes up, the cost of everything else goes up. So in the same sense with your credit cards, just because you lower the maximum amount of interest rate doesn't suddenly mean that your life gets better. In fact, in some ways, it's going to get worse because you won't have access to that credit card debt. But on the other hand, maybe that's a good thing, because a lot of people, including myself, I had a lot of credit card debt at one point. I made a good decision to buy and sell a house at the right time, and was able to get rid of that debt. But without that, a lot of people go through all of this credit card debt problems. And I think that the silver lining in this is that if it is passed, it's a price control, just like any other price control. It's not going to work. It's not going to solve the problem. The silver lining, I would say, is that less people are going to have credit card debt, but it's not going to be because they're better off financially, but rather because they just simply will not be approved credit card debt to begin with. So it's Yeah, here's a question. What libertarians are supporting that? There's not a lot of comments on here. I don't want to beat this guy up, but yeah, exactly. Like, show me a libertarian that's supporting that, and we can talk with them more directly about it. But I think everybody understands it's a price control. Yet another example of conservatives being economically illiterate and cocktail communists. Yeah, exactly. And I don't think Josh Hawley's a conservative. Like, if you're going to say that the libertarians are supporting this, you're going to have to point to somebody, because I think anyone that understands price controls or economics generally is going to understand that this is a bad idea. But yeah, that one wasn't terrible. GDP growth is inflated by massive deficit spending. Yep. What to know about murder? Okay. Trying to see if there's questions or things. Oh yeah, we just watched this, didn't we? Is this the TLDR video?
This video is...
Yeah, that's the TLDR video. We just watched that. Okay, here it is on Reddit. Elon Musk planned to balance the budget 2026. Explain who wants to bet that, how badly this fails, and why. Again, like I said in our video breakdown of it, I like this guy. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him as well. Afuera, yeah, of course. Bold predictions. Deficits and spending will be higher than ever in 2026. I'm sure of this as sure as I am that the wall is not getting built. Yeah. I think there's probably a greater chance that the wall gets built than there is that this plan actually goes into place of reducing the debt by 28%. Or our spending or whatever. If we just return to pre-COVID spending levels, the budget would balance. Not true, dude. Not true. We were going into debt before COVID. COVID just accelerated and made it worse. That's not true at all. I think the reason that we fail is pretty clear. Doe's committee could make a lot of great advice about reducing government, but vested interests on both sides will kill almost every single issue where money could be saved. Exactly, dude. Exactly. That's what's going to happen, man, because they're not going to get a supermajority support on this, and somebody's going to filibuster it because the cuts that you need to make are to third rail policies that is just not going to let happen, bro. It's just not going to happen. I was like, who the hell am I logged in as right now? Yeah, Fed getting involved in crypto. Don't care. Thomas Sowell. Philosophy question. Philosophy. I better read transition from communism to Coca-Cola. Hypothetically, one of the taxes has to stay. All others will be abolished. Which one is staying? This is a fun question. Property tax, definitely not. Sales. It's got to be sales, right? It's got to be sales. That's like property tax. That's perpetual. I don't think that's good. Income tax, don't like that at all. Capital gains, corporate tax, I don't like any of those. But the sales tax incentivizes good economic policy, because the more sales that you have, presumably the better everyone is doing, and therefore government will be incentivized to make that a thing. So yeah, all other taxes have to stay. All others will be abolished. Which one's staying? I'm voting stale tax. Let's see what they say. Oh yeah, who the hell's putting? I question everyone who puts any of these, honestly. But corporate tax was the highest, the second highest. Come on, dude. Property tax? Like, get the fuck out. Income? Are you a real libertarian? This is so stupid. Like, yeah, sales. I mean, you got to pick one. Who the fuck voted for capital gains tax and calls themselves a libertarian? Yeah. If I had to guess, probably someone who doesn't maybe understand tax and capital gains makes it harder to save for retirement. 40% of stocks are owned by pension funds, mutual funds, and retirement funds. Pretty key detail that most folks overlook. Yep. I would say the same about income tax. Yep, exactly. Sales tax is the only constitutional tax on the list because it's an excise tax and an avoidable tax that is clear and does not discriminate. I mean, sure. If I as a business refuse to comply with sales tax, I am discriminated against. I am targeted, locked up, and murdered if I refuse. It's still extortion. Agreed. But you need to read the question. You have to pick one. Okay. Property tax, because land is a finite resource. Oh my God, it's one of them Georgia's people. Property tax because land is a finite resource. Unlike wealth or income, a privately owned land is inherently a small act of force on society at large by prohibiting public use. So therefore, if government has to initiate force in taxing something, it makes sense to target an action of force. Fuck you. Property tax should be based on an unimproved land value alone, though. People should not be punished for improving their land. We at least agree on this part. I'd also be okay with a sales tax with staple foods excluded. Oh my gosh, it's always something. If it meant get rid of all other taxes and tariffs for the reasons mentioned by others, optional and equitable. See, there's that bullshit. There's that bullshit word. Okay, Milton Friedman backs his answer. Yeah, I mean, people gotta pay attention to what Milton Friedman says. He says a lot of good things, but he sneaks in some other shit like property tax is good tax. Bro, no. Property tax is the worst of them all. It means you can never own property. Thank you, Grog. It keeps going up in value over time. The property you've bought when you become young could become unaffordable in retirement, even if you own it outright. It'll take all the rest to get rid of property tax. Yeah, exactly, dude.
So put a homestead exemption. Come on, bro. No, this guy's right. Grog is right. The problem is that a lot of these taxes are going to go to government workers who have to evaluate the land, is being improved or productive or not. And why would anyone want a government worker to tell them how they should be using their land? Yeah. I want to close this one down because I don't want to. Yeah. I keep responding to the same thing. Let me see. Sales taxes is the only defensible option, in my opinion. Agreed. It is a fair, flat, and even to everyone. The others ones also actively hurt the economy as it lowers spending power and the ability to create jobs. Yes. I also voted for sales tax, but it would also hurt the economy. It would, but not as much. Yeah, true, but less than corporate gains tax. Yep, exactly. We're on the same page there, buddy. Inheritance tax. Oh my God. Inheritance reduces market incentives for individuals to maximize utility. It also is paid for by an estate and not an individual. Also, you wouldn't send people to jail for screwing up on their taxes. It also encourages movement of assets. So people stuck owning things. Yeah, no one replied to this. I don't even know what to say to this. It's not an option. You have to pick something. You have to pick something from the list, buddy. And that wasn't there. Okay. Sales tax. A tax on consumption that hits everyone. It's easy to avoid and easy to manage and doesn't punish anyone for their success, not outright anyways. Yeah, exactly. If you don't like the sale, like if you don't want to pay sales tax, don't buy the thing. I don't know. Or buy it on a black market. I don't know. Sales tax is the one where you get charged once voluntarily and never again. Property and capital gains tax involve collecting taxes more than once on the same transaction. And income and corporate taxes discourage workers in the private sector as a whole from conducting business. Yeah. I think most of the Reddit seems to be on the same page here. Yeah, it's sales tax. Everybody else is wrong. Tell me if you disagree. Let's see what else we got on here. Okay, this is going to be funny. Americans reacting to new drinking and driving laws in 1980. Let's see.
Any attempt to restrict drinking and driving here is viewed by some as downright undemocratic.
It's kind of getting common is when a fella can't put in a hard day's work, put in 11, 12 hours a day, and then get in your truck and at least drink 1 or 2 beers.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. You have to wear a seatbelt when you're driving. And
yeah.
Pretty soon we're going to be communist country.
That's right.
Communist country.
Was she wrong though? Was she wrong though? Or I need that one. We need that for a cold open. I need this. I'm borrowing this. I'm putting it. Where's my threads at? Yeah, exactly. That's really good. I enjoyed that one. Very humorous. Thank you. For the flashback to when Vivek first met Malay. Elon and Vivek are looking to implement Malay ideas. I hope so. Updated landmark case to give back U.S. sovereignty on what we do with our bodies. Okay, what's the update? To decriminalize shrooms and psychedelics. Come on, bro. Okay. Goddamn hippies are at it again. Big news in my landmark lawsuit against the U.S. DEA and FDA, more freedom, conscious mind, and spirit of the humans. This lawsuit is now in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, one step closer to the Supreme Court. I filed my appellate brief on August 13th. The focus is on my claim of the First Amendment freedom of thought violations. More on this claim in the future. Also, the website is back up. The appeal, along with the other findings and exhibits, can be read here. Please visit, read, and document. So this guy's allowed to share links, but I'm not. Okay. Yeah, I'm still upset about that. Copy clean link. Let's drop it there. So this is the guy's website. Decriminalize our minds. Something for your mind, your body, and your soul. The lawsuit. Lawsuit is currently in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. Please read below that. So he just copied and pasted this whole thing. Okay, I'm going to send this to Rob, and if he deems it worthy,
then we'll talk about it. Okay. Here we go. Oh, let's see what else we can find in here. Yep. We talked about some of that. Is it? Okay. Yeah. Scroll back down. The 80s commercial. Ideally, there'd be a complete separation of academia and state. These are some first great steps. How to fix academia. Reduce the flow of federal funds to universities. Privatize the student loan market. College partially responsible for student default. Abolish DEI and bureaucracies. I don't know. No. Privatize student loan market, yes. Make colleges partially responsible for student defaults, no. No. Unless they want to say that the college is going to co-sign the loan for them, but that should just get you like a better interest rate if a college is willing to take a risk on you, but you don't really want to require that. Definitely privatizing the loan to make the student responsible so that they have an obligation to finish and actually pick a degree that's going to matter. But the second part, not so much. Abolish DEI bureaucracies, yes. Wind down activist pseudo disciplines. Offer them if people want to be stupid and spend money on it, and you can't really blame them. Reform faculty hiring to restore ideological balance. I think that's a college by college basis. I think you make the universities private and they do whatever they want. And if you want to go to a woke college, you go to a woke college. And if people don't want to hire you because you went to a woke college, well, you get what you get. Punish universities that discriminate on the basis of race. No, again, private. Let them do what they want to do. And if you go to one of those colleges and people look at that and they say, hey, that's that racist college that doesn't let black people in, and they decide not to bring you because they think that's bad, then so be it. And that college will go out of business. I mean, it's fine. Like, you don't have to put these things in there. Tie federal funding to eliminate federal funding. End of line. Tie federal funding to uphold standards of civil discourse and debate. Now, I mean, to the extent that you do get federal funding, you should be held to some sort of standard. And race would be one of those standards as well, just to be clear. But we should just get rid of the federal funding and privatize the whole damn thing. Like, that's how you do it. How does a libertarian justify the government interfering with anything other than reducing the flow of federal funds to university, privatizing student loans, and restrictions? Yeah, everything else on that list is private colleges behaving privately and none of your damn business. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Yeah. Anyway. Why the U.S.? Is this a Dave clip? It's 40 seconds.
Foreign aid to one country.
Yeah, it's going to be Israel. Yep. Okay, play.
If I could only cut foreign aid to one country, it would be Israel. Israel is the first one that should go. Number one, because it's received the most of it. You kind of admitted there, we have the same enemies, right? Why? Why do we have the same enemies? Okay, is because we inherit all of Israel's enemies. Benjamin Netanyahu came over to the United States of America in 2002 and testified before Congress as a regional expert. And you know what he said, Candace? You'll never believe it. If you overthrow Saddam Hussein, democracy will sweep the region. So I highly recommend that you go fight a war with Iraq. Not Israel overthrowing Saddam Hussein, of course. The United States of America overthrowing Saddam Hussein on behalf of Israel.
Damn. Damn. It's a powerful point. It needs to be longer. Dave Smith saves the world with Tom Woods. One mic, one man, one. How long is this video? Fucking no. Okay. Yeah, that was Clint's video. Okay. Abolish Department of Homeland Security. Duh. How Kamala Harris provoked Russia invasion war of Ukraine. The Fed's controversial money printing tactic. Is it really controversial? People don't really seem to care. Yeah. Here's a good one.
say, for example, the USA, how would a libertarian ideology work in the US? I'm just curious to see what you think, what it would look like, and how the problems like monopolies are underpaying for workers. My view on this in the world would generally, let's see. Okay, we got the best ones up front. Okay. My view on this in the world in general would be that a lot different if a majority, I got to read slower. My view on this is the world in general would be a lot different if the majority had libertarian beliefs. Duh. Right now, you might be thinking of people with their current mindset on a libertarian world, but if we ever did get to a libertarian world, most people's mindsets would have to be different. Yeah. An example would be something like Amazon. There are all sorts of people saying that Amazon is terrible, billionaires that shouldn't exist, but Amazon wouldn't exist if people didn't use it. If there is a monopoly and that's not artificially propped up in some way, odds are that alternatives will arise. If people are being underpaid, then people should not give those businesses their money. People can't just expect the government to step in and solve every problem. Libertarianism isn't going to work if the people who don't put in some effort on an individual level to make it happen. Exactly. Yeah, I think he's right. Like, the things that people are worried about in a libertarian world only are a problem from from current thinking. But if we were to say that it's not the government's responsibility to get involved, and we withdrew government interference from all sectors of the economy, then suddenly a lot of these solutions kind of work themselves out. Yeah, this works until you realize that most people are useless. Like, anyone who thought they were voting to save democracy doesn't have the reasoning to Google something and figure out it for themselves. You think they're smart enough to do most of what the government does. People are smart enough to do most of what the government does. There's a lot of people that don't have faith in themselves and don't care to take the time to feel like they can do it themselves, but they definitely can. And it really wouldn't be that hard. And for areas where it would be more difficult, private agencies would step in. I mean, I don't understand what you mean by this. Like, yeah. A lot of people are idiots and don't have qualifications to do anything else. Large monopolies are designed to delete competition on the face of the earth. Their marketing is designed to get people hooked, and often in simple ways, just quit. Why not? That's probably why we'll never have a libertarian society in the foreseeable future. We can't have a society where one of the major pillars of personal responsibility, when the majority of people don't have personal responsibility, or they look to government to solve their problems rather than trying to find a solution without government. Tough pills to swallow right there. He's probably right, though. Sucks. You're depressing me. You guys were getting me all excited before. Now you're depressing me. You can't cut $2 trillion without annoying a couple of people. Happy to be in touch, and congratulations. Yep. Good. Hope it happens. Let's do a couple more checks. See where we're at. See what's happening on the news for X. Biden okays Ukraine's use of ACTMs against Russia. Oh no. So what does the rep say? On his way out of office, Joe Biden is dangerously trying to start World War III by authorizing Ukraine and the use of U.S. long-range missiles into Russia. The American people have given a mandate on November 5th against these exact Americans' last decisions and do not want to fund or fight foreign wars. We want to fix our own problems. Enough of this. It must stop. Yeah, agreed. They keep saying this. President Trump wanted a clear mandate to end the war in Ukraine. So what does Biden do in his final 2 months? Bro, no way. President Joe Biden has just authorized the U.S. to supply missiles. Oh, shit. Let's see what Joe says about it, or his team. Okay. Yeah, his team has not really said anything. Let's look at the POTUS account. 14th. The fight against climate change. Oh, thank you. Deliver remarks in Brazil over the last 4 years. What is his statement to the press? This was an hour ago. What did he say? Let me do this so I can see.
That's why we've been a leader internationally in the fight to end and reverse deforestation by 2030. That's why we've led by example at home, conserving an area of the U.S. lands and waters larger than the state of the nation of Uruguay. We've done it by fighting for tribal partners, lifting them up, indigenous communities, and the most impacted by deforestation and climate change. Today's announcement will support indigenous communities to do the same here in the Amazon. We all know there's much more we can do and must do at home and abroad.
Come on, bro. I'm not interested in your climate change shit. I want to see what you're doing with Ukraine before you leave. Leaders of APEC today to reaffirm our commitment. Okay, so everything is about this. Why is it 2 hours ago they're saying that he's doing something different? Verify its outputs. Okay, where is the news? In September. Okay, yeah, this is important context because I remember covering this when it happened.
Дни мы видим и слышим, как на очень высоком уровне Великобритании и США муссируется тема о том, что киевский режим может наносить
about being able to strike deep into Russian territory with long-range Western weapons. And it appears that this decision is either about to be taken or apparently has already been taken at all. And this thing, of course, is extraordinary. I wanted to ask to comment on what is happening. There is an attempt to substitute concepts because we are not talking about authorizing or banning the Kyiv regime from striking across the entire territory. It is already striking within the help of drones and other means. But when it comes to, speak so slowly, when it comes to using high precision, long range, Western made weapons, it is a completely different story. The fact is that I have already mentioned this, and any experts within will confirm both in our country and in the West, the Ukrainian army is not able to strike with modern long-range precision systems in Western manufacture. It cannot do this. It can only do so using intelligence from satellites, which Ukraine does not have. This data is only from the EU satellites or from the United States, in general from NATO satellites. This is the first thing. The second, and very important, maybe the key, okay, is not only can NATO servicemen fly assignments into these missiles systems, Ukrainian servicemen cannot do this. And so this is not about allowing the Ukrainian regime to strike Russia with these weapons or not. It's about deciding whether NATO countries are directly involved in the military conflict. Yeah, that's what we covered the last time, is that like Putin's concern is not that Ukraine should or shouldn't be allowed to fight a war in a certain way. His understanding of the situation is that Ukraine is not physically or technologically capable of doing these things themselves. They don't have the technology. They don't have the means. They don't have the people that can do it. They need support from the NATO countries, whether it's the EU or the United States or whoever. And so if this were to happen, it's not a question of, oh, you're not allowed to fight the war this way. You're cheating. You kicked me in the balls and you're not supposed to do that. It's not that. It's
the only way that you kick me in the balls is because you used your friend's foot because you're an amputee and you don't have feet. Like, that's the point. And so, yeah, big escalation if true. That's why it's important. So if, breaking, I mean, everybody says breaking, Democratic wins in America, wins media. President Biden has just authorized Ukrainian forces. Okay, where's the, like, I need the real confirmation. I don't need this shit. New York Times. Biden allows Ukraine to strike Russia with long-range U.S. missiles. Bro, this cannot be true. Biden allows striking Russia in Ukraine with U.S. missiles. I mean, that's not exactly it, but it should get us in the right way. Breaking: Biden lifts ban. Okay, here we go. Sky News Australia.
It's being reported this evening that President Biden has lifted restrictions on Ukraine using US weapons to strike deeper inside Russia. President Zelensky has been pushing Western allies to allow his forces to use the missiles. It's believed the decision could help shift momentum in the conflict. Sky Security and Defence Editor Deborah Haynes joins me now from Rio de Janeiro, where the G20 summit is due to start tomorrow. And this news will come as a huge relief to President Zelensky, who has been calling for it for many weeks.
It will, and Joe Biden is actually going to be coming here to Rio de Janeiro, where he will be meeting alongside other world leaders like China's president. He met him yesterday, actually, on the sidelines of a different summit in Peru. Vladimir Putin normally comes to the G20. Russia, of course, a member, but he is facing arrest warrant from the International Criminal Court, and so is not going to be here. He said previously that his presence would be a distraction, but you can be sure that Russia's war in Ukraine will be talked about on the sidelines of the summit, and as well as inside the centre. And for Joe Biden to make this decision now, after months of deliberating over whether or not he was going to allow the Ukrainians to use these long-range army tactical missile systems. They are ballistic missiles launched from ground-based systems against targets inside Russia, something that the Americans seem to have been hesitant to allow.
Because it's not just like Putin was saying before. I mean, if what he says is true, it's not just about allowing them to use certain types of weapons. They're going to use whatever they can to win the war. But that's not the question, because supposedly the use of the weapons requires American personnel, technology. It goes beyond aid. It's direct involvement in the war. That's crazy. Here it is, CNN.
President Joe Biden reversing a long-standing U.S. policy involving the war in Ukraine. Biden now going to allow Ukrainian forces to use long-range U.S. weapons inside of Russia for the very first time. CNN's Kevin Liptak is traveling with the president in Brazil. Kevin, what more are you learning?
Yeah, this is a major change in American policy, and it comes at a critical point in the war in Ukraine as Russian forces mass in the city and around the city of Kursk as they prepare for an offensive there, and as North Korea has sent thousands of its troops to fight alongside Russia in that conflict. President Biden making this decision to allow Ukraine to fire the American ATACMS missiles inside Russia for the first time. And this had been the subject of a long-running debate inside the American government about the wisdom of allowing Ukraine this new capability. There were officials who were concerned.
It's one thing to sell them the bomb, right? That's direct involvement enough. It's another thing to pull the trigger and fire the missile by American hands or by other NATO country hands. That's the escalation that Putin is talking about. And his response about that has been pretty clear on like what they would do if that happened. This is getting nuts. Live now from Fox. I'm trying to find somebody who, how do I say this, is going to speak more freely or explain some of these implications I'm talking about. It might be too new. It's still kind of crazy, though. It's so crazy. Copy clean link. I'm going to drop this for the peeps. Oh, damn. Okay, yeah, let's check this one out.
We are following breaking news at this hour. I wanted to share this social media post from the Associated Press saying that President Joe Biden has, for the first time, authorized Ukraine to use U.S. supplied long-range missiles for strikes inside Russia. That is according to Associated Press sources. And just a little bit more about this, I did want to share that with you as you're taking a look at some file video of the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. President Biden, according to people familiar with this matter, has for the very first time authorized the use of U.S. supplied long-range missiles by Ukraine to strike inside Russia. The decision is a major U.S. policy shift and comes as Biden is about to leave office, and President-elect Trump has pledged to limit American support for Ukraine and end the war as soon as possible. The weapons are
That's going to be interesting. Like, how does Russia respond to this? Because, like I said, he's been very clear up to this point that this would indicate direct involvement from U.S. forces. So, how does he respond now that America's doing the thing and that Biden's doing the thing? Does it matter, or does he wait another 2-3 months for Trump to get into office to kind of get what he wants, or does he use this as the excuse to say, you did the thing I told you shouldn't do. You are now directly involved in this war, and we start, it starts now. The war has been declared. Like, I would hope that it's the former and not the latter. I would hope. But we'll find out how crazy Putin really is, because if he does do that, if he does make the decision that, no, this is U.S. direct involvement, and therefore U.S. targets are on the map, if that's the case, then Trump can't go to a peace footing, because he's not going to be able to. He's not going to be able to politically, because he's going to have to say, they killed us, now we're going to kill them. Now you done fucked up, A-Rod, for coming after you. Like, that's how it's going to have to be. So hopefully there's enough sense on the world stage to say, this is a desperate move by Biden. Things are going to happen. Just be prepared for them. Let this be your warning that they're coming, but we don't support it, and we are going to reverse it. Like that, those need to be the conversations happening behind the scenes, and I would hope that they are, because this is how we get closer to nuclear war. This is how. So this is not good. Yeah, hopefully this gets stopped sooner rather than later. Incredibly crazy. Absolute insanity. All right, let's go see what other kind of crazy shit we can find on X, I guess. It's funny because it's like by the time I rotate out of one, there's another one. U.S. spending scrutiny. No one cares. News. Okay. The neo-Nazis are back. The neo-Nazis are back. Oh my God, please no. Bro, what? Okay. Adam Schiff caught lying about Trump's Russia collusion for years. Here, hold on. All right. Adam Schiff was caught lying about Trump's Russia collusion for years and was censured by the House as a historic punishment. He is on CNN lying about Russia collusion once again. What the fuck is he on about now? No shot that he's going to say this again.
Obviously, he is bringing a group of people to disrupt. I mean, that is what Speaker Johnson said. And I'm wondering about how much anybody in Washington is being introspective at all about why there is this kind of opening for disruptors, if not necessarily these individuals. You were censured in the House last year for, in their view, holding positions of power during the Trump presidency as chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. And according to them, quote, abusing this trust by saying there was evidence of collusion between Trump's campaign and Russia. And I wonder if you are feeling at all introspective at all about that was, according to the Mueller report and according to your Republican colleagues, an overstatement. And I wonder if you think in any way you help set the table for these disruptors.
You know, first of all, it wasn't an overstatement. There is evidence of collusion.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He's standing by it. All these years later, he's standing by it. Yes, I was right all along. He's colluding with Russia. That's what's happening right now.
Trump campaign manager was meeting with Russian intelligence and giving them internal polling data, just to give you one example. And the Mueller report sets all this out.
It does say, quote, the investigation did not establish that members of the Trump campaign conspired or coordinated with the Russian government in its election interference activities, which
bam, bitch. Okay.
Doesn't mean that he didn't, that there weren't meetings, but they didn't find evidence.
Mueller says that too. He says the fact that we didn't find proof beyond a reasonable doubt doesn't mean there wasn't evidence of conspiracy or coordination.
We couldn't find any evidence, but that doesn't mean that the evidence doesn't exist. We want to be clear that we didn't look everywhere. We didn't look in Donald Trump's underwear. We don't know that he didn't have a love letter from Vladimir Putin hiding in his booty pump, his booty crack. We're not saying that. We're not saying that, it doesn't exist somewhere. We're just saying that we couldn't find any. Oh, fuck out of here with this shit. Are you serious?
So, but look, that's not what people were voting on. People were voting on, is this guy going to improve the economy? Is he going to address inflation? And we didn't persuade the American people that we had a better answer to that question, that we had a better program agenda.
And to be fair, Donald Trump's plan isn't much better. It's just a little better. That's all.
And plan. And more than that, I think we failed to persuade the American people that in the voters' point of view, hey, that party, that candidate understands people like me.
Bro, you're still out there with this Russia collusion bullshit.
Obviously, he is.
When was this? I mean, this post was not too long ago. No way he just said that today. Come on. Same clip. Same clip. Had to have happened today. Oh my gosh, this guy. Still pushing Russia collusion. It's all him, bro. It's all him. Oh my God, dude. It's all him. Adam Schiff once wanted to be the screenwriter. Can he give Trump the presidency a Hollywood ending? Whatever, bro. Oh my God. It's all him. Everybody shitting on him. Everybody shitting on him. That's crazy. You got to stop. Where is JD Vance? That's true. Haven't seen much of him lately. No one tagged him? Where is he? I'm looking for his tag so I don't got to go type it. No Vance in this picture. What is JD Vance doing right now? That's a good question. What you doing, buddy? Where you at? This was August 1st, visiting the border. Okay, talking about the Pete Hegseth situation. Thrilled to announce. Okay, he reposted that. He reposted this. Here's one 4 days ago. The main issues with Matt Gaetz is that he used his office to prosecute political opponents and authorized federal agents to harass his parents who were peacefully protesting scoreboard. Oh, wait, that's Merrick Garland. Okay, the current attorney general. I was like, no shot he went against him. Like, that might be why, but no, that's not it. It was a joke. Okay, you got me. Eric is one of the best. Okay, where the hell is he? That's a good question. Let's go see if there's any recent YouTube videos. YouTube. What is JD Vance up to? Questioning if the VP is JD Vance or if it's really Elon Musk. Good question. Sparta venue facing violations after JD Vance rally. Okay. VP-elect Vance working phones to gauge supporters for Gaetz. What? They got
the congressional
hold up. They got Vance doing bitch work? No shot. Come on, let's see.
The congressional battle over whether the findings from a House ethics investigation into former Congressman Matt Gaetz should be released. Gaetz is President-elect Trump's pick for Attorney General.
Yeah, they should be released. Absolutely. Whether they're true or false, it doesn't really matter. Whatever the House found, they need to put out, and then other people can go and independently verify what it is. I don't think Gaetz is necessarily a terrible choice for AG. There's a lot of people it could have been. He's not great or perfect or somebody that I want to see, but he's a lot better than a lot of other choices that we could have. That's my general feeling on his appointment right now. Whatever the House committee finds, you should release it. But if you're going to put JD Vance on the phone to ask constituents what they think about the appointment, if that's true, what a demotion, bro.
I think it's wise. Always wise to know the facts before you jump into anything.
Yeah,
transparency is always the best course of action.
But you got to pass the bill to find out what's in it, as your former leader, Nancy Pelosi, used to say.
Particularly when it relates to high-ranking government officials.
President Trump has made his selections, has made his picks, and I think the Senate should do everything they possibly can to approve those.
Today, House Speaker Mike Johnson says he does not think the committee's report should be released to the Senate.
I believe it is very important to maintain the House's tradition of not issuing ethics reports on people who are no longer members of Congress.
Release them all. Release them all. I don't care what the tradition is. Release them all.
Gaetz resigned from Congress after being nominated for Attorney General, automatically closing the bipartisan Ethics Committee's probe. He was being investigated for alleged sexual misconduct and illicit drug use, allegations Gaetz denies. Sources tell ABC News the committee heard from a woman who said Gaetz had sex with her when she was 17. Gaetz calling that.
How old was Gaetz? 18?
A false smear. Democratic Congressman Glenn Ivey is on the Ethics Committee.
I think the Senate certainly had a right to request it. Yeah, I can't talk about our internal deliberations, but the information that they've requested, I think it's totally reasonable for them to have. And in fact, I think it's essential for them to get that kind of information before they make a decision of this magnitude.
I mean, it could be like another Kavanaugh situation where they're just making shit up. But where's the part about Vance?
Now, the committee was supposed to have a meeting today, but it was postponed. A member of the committee telling ABC News their chairman, Republican Congressman Michael Guest, decided not to meet today.
Watch breaking.
They didn't even talk about the headline. The headline says VP-elect Vance working phones to gauge support for Gaetz. They never mentioned Vance one freaking time. Bro. What? Okay. You just wasted my time with that video. Vance arriving 4 days ago. Yeah, where the fuck is he at? News about Trump and Gates. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Where the hell is he? He's not there. Three hours ago. Okay, that's about him or Elon Musk. Gives victory speech 10 days ago. Formally nominated. I mean, what the shit? That's a good question, X. Where the fuck is JD Vance? What is he doing? Is he on vacation? The truth is out there. What does he say? The truth is out there. Ex-NASA official Michael Gold urges NASA to destigmatize UAP research. Okay, sure, whatever. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's too crazy. Let's see here. Did he do it again? Looks like he did it again. He's catching one and releasing another. Looking like we did it once, we'll do it 20 more times. Insane. Okay. I want to go to the Explore tab before we run into something that's not YouTube friendly. All right. Economic protection or consumer burden? Why not both? Think Trump's tariffs won't affect you? New Trump tariff gifts just dropped. What is that? Mike Johnson said tariffs will help bring down the cost of living. That's wrong. You can make arguments for tariffs on geopolitical grounds and for job creation, but there is no way raising the price of imported goods is going to bring down cost of living. Absolutely right. I don't know who that guy is, but he's right. Donald Trump, a tariff is a tax on a foreign country. A lot of people like to say it's a tax on us. No, it's a tax that doesn't affect our country. Fact check wrong. Yeah, exactly. What the fuck is that? Yeah. Not a big fan of the tariff thing. I haven't really seen a lot of news on it. I've also seen Trump talk about using tariffs as a threat, so that could be a possibility. Thing about threats, though, is you got to be willing to follow through on them. The Pope calls for a genocide inquiry. Yo, Pelosi is running again. Sources on Capitol Hill say that Nancy Pelosi has confided to Democratic colleagues that she deeply regrets her role in the coup that replaced Joe Biden with Kamala Harris as a Democratic nominee. She expressed that she should have trusted her political instincts, which told her that Harris was too weak a candidate to face Donald Trump. Pelosi has confided in her colleagues that she fears permanently damaged her lifelong friendship with the Biden family, who have not spoken to her since July. What? Pelosi has also shared with colleagues that a significant factor in her decision to file for re-election in 2026 is her desire to spend at least 2 more years working to repair the damage done to her reputation and legacy. The joy is gone. What? Big if true. No way. Nancy Pelosi has filed for re-election. Oh my gosh. And Senator Ed Markey, same thing, 78, says he's going for re-election as well. Oh my God. Oh my God. John Fetterman isn't having any of Nancy Pelosi's double talk, blaming President Biden for VP Harris for losing the election. Who else is totally over Pelosi? You can't have it both ways on Biden. Yeah. Nancy Pelosi has officially filed for re-election. If y'all want to understand how horrible these policies are, she's 84. Instead of passing the baton and letting people who have to actually live with the consequences of her actions and inactions gain power, she can't relinquish that shit. Truly hate lifelong politicians. Nothing good comes from this. We need term limits. I'm not in favor of the term limit thing, but she's got a point there. The problem is people keep electing her. That's the real problem. Again, like we were talking about earlier, people don't want to take responsibility for themselves. They don't want to take responsibility for the politicians that they elect to be in these positions of power. You don't like Nancy Pelosi, you don't like what she's doing out there, you need to talk to the people in her district and you need to get them on board with the idea of primarying her or doing something else. Otherwise, you got nothing to complain about. You asked for it. It doesn't end. It doesn't end until she dies. Not the need for term limits. Nope. Lawless mafia is a perfect analogy. The $1 million question is, how do we fix it? You get involved. You get involved. That's how you do it. Insurrection Barbie. You get involved. Get primary her, support her opponents, whatever it is. You want to get her out, beat her at the ballot box. That's it. You got 2 years to do it. Get started. Fetterman tells Dems to chill on Trump. Yeah, okay. Why does he keep coming up in this conversation? Trump just defeated Democrats. Now he has to defeat the rhinos. Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Susan Collins officially rise for 6th term in Senate. Okay, she looks old, but I don't know how old she is. Nancy Pelosi is still continuing to blame at Democrats' efforts in the election. I think Nancy needs to re-examine her role in the 2024 election, and I think she needs to step aside. She's 84 years old and frankly has nothing left to offer. She's more than anyone is responsible for a loss. I don't know about more than anyone, but yeah, good points. Yeah. Everybody here pushing for term limits. Okay. For an idea of just how long Nancy Pelosi has been around, here she is at JFK's inauguration. Oh, woof, dude. Woof. Oh my God, dude. That's bad. That's bad. Jesus. Oh, shit. And the day she dies is going to be so crazy. There's going to be like so many like documentaries and specials and just did like huge eulogies and stuff from every side about what a great service she was and all this stuff. Oh, Lives of Blue Sky. I heard this is good. In the past 24 hours, we've received more than 42,000 reports at all time. Receiving about 3,000 reports. So Blue Sky is the new Democrat thing, right? Yeah. Capitalism isn't natural, but being transit. Okay. Okay. Jesus. Infighting the tolerant left at the Tolerant Left HQ. Something, make America healthy again. Come on, universe, do us a solid and take the jet down. This is evil. How does this make you better? It's not evil at all. It would literally save more lives than it would lose. Oh my God. Wishing death is not positive. It's evil. You're no better. No, he's not. Oh my God, dude. The common blue butterfly Polymonamata is the national butterfly of Israel. Oh no. Oh no. They're in trouble. It was chosen in 2023 after a public vote and included tens of thousands of school children. Oh no. They're going to get canceled. We got banned from Blue Sky in the first 30 seconds for posting a biological fact. What was the fact? There are only two genders. Oh shit. Oh yeah, you're getting banned, bro. You're getting banned. Post has been published. Content warning. Profile has been flagged. Content blocked. Wow. That's how it is over there. Okay. It's painfully obvious to anyone that had dogs that they can consent. Whoa, wait, what? It's painfully obvious to anyone that's had dogs that they can consent and revoke consent to just about anything with clear communication. Whether we as a society choose to recognize that consent sexually is a contended issue, at what point is the potential for abuse too high? What are you talking about? What? So that's okay, but this isn't. What? Both of these users make up things that definitely didn't happen. By the way, we need a name for the users of Blue Sky. Suggestions below. I'll check that in a minute. Straight up asking people, did you vote for the fascist fucker? If they don't answer say yes, they've been cut out of my life. Not a joke. Women are waking up around suspicious and guarded and apologetic, knowing that some of their families and neighbors voted us back into second-class status and wondering what else they're ready to go along with. You gotta chill. Don't read Mother Jones. It's bad for you. It's bad for you. What are the suggestions for what to call these people? Are these rights in the room with us right now? Blue Skywalkers or just Skywalkers? Nah, I don't like that. It's not good enough. The Bluesheviks, Blue Anon, that's already taken. Blue skis, Blue Kake. That was a good one. BS bubblers, Blue Sky bubblers, slimes, stupid liberals, and mental bums. Okay, bloopers. Oh, I like bloopers. Blue tarts. Skeeters. Oh yeah, they're skeets. Blue Skies landed on a name for their posts. Oh no. The consensus is supposed to be known as Skeet. The only problem is Skeet first claimed for ejaculate. Yeah. And at this point, they've controlled themselves. Oh my god. Skeets. They're Skeets. One more random tip for newbies. If someone quotes Skeet, yes, they're called Skeets. Shut up. You, in a way, to dunk on you or annoy them, you can detach your skeet from this quote. Oh my god. So that it no longer shows. This is also useful for brigading the text. Their skeets, get on board or get left behind. Oh my god. They're really gonna try to call them skeets? Well, in that case, skeeters, bro. You gotta stop. Why? I don't wanna.
No, I'd call them cunts.
Okay. Good deal. Wow. Okay. Go back. What else? This is their flex. Blue Sky is a haven. Blue Sky was a haven for marginalized communities before the exodus from Twitter. The LGBTQAR plus Black sex workers, furry communities were here early. They found a place where they could be themselves without judgment. We must remember to honor and ally. Let's hear their voices. Bro, eat shit. A few people sent me this. Thank you for keep them coming. It's been confirmed that Russia sent 67 bomb threats to swing state blue districts during the election. That is enough to invalidate the election. Oh my God. Even if we can't prove it. Even if we can't prove it had an effect on the outcome. It's interference with an election by a foreign adversary. Demand new election. Are you on Blue Sky yet? Nobody seems to be seeing my post stating that Blue Sky permanently banned me for stating the election was rigged. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, a test. Masks work. COVID's not over. Vaccine saves lives. Abortion is healthcare. We need gun reform, and trans rights are human rights. This is going to be the stand. Like, why would I want to join it if all your posts are like this and no one is allowed to criticize you? Like, why? Half of the skates on Blue Sky are people asking their followers to block someone. They gush over block lists. Yo, hold up. Let's play.
So Blue Sky made it super easy to block all MAGA supporters. All of them. Every single one. Okay, so you click on this list. I know it's scary. It looks like it's fake. It lists every single person with like Donald Trump or like MAGA or I don't care about your feelings. And it lines them up. And then you hit the subscribe button and you just click block. It blocks every single account. Every single one. And you don't have to go through all of them individually. Isn't this crazy?
It's kind of, I mean, like they have that here on X, don't they? Like you can block lists of people, I'm pretty sure. Like if I go to lists, I mean, I don't know. Can I just like block everybody on the libertarian list? Okay, that's Bruceman actual. He made the list. Members. I guess I would have to go through each of them individually. I was thinking that I could just go through, like there would be an option to block everybody on the list. Okay, it blocks him from including me on his list, but there's no way for me to block the list itself. Okay. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I don't really care about it as a feature. It just, increases your echo chamber. So if you want that, sure. The drama, Blue Sky. This is basically Dunkirk after the Allies felt hopeless. 40 years later, they crushed them. So will we. Bro. Excellent metaphor. The keys are inspiring for leadership, vision for the way ahead, resilience, and determination. Bro, what? We all know the types of books are being banned. Encourage your children to start a banned book club. Oh, no. That's not good. Imagine cutting a family member off because they voted for Trump. I can't believe you're willing to cut people off who said they voted for Trump, said a family member. Sweetie, I'm cutting you off because of what you voted for. You voted against my daughter, my career, this country, the climate crisis, and for fascism. Believe it. Oh, aren't you so self-righteous? Fuck you. If Blue Sky users had a meeting. Oh, is this the National Socialist bullshit one? Is that what this is?
First of all, James Jackson, Sacramento, he, him. I just want to say, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to sensory overload. There's a lot of whispering and chatter going on. It's making it very difficult for me to focus. Ooh. Please, can we just, I know we're all fresh and ready to
You're all clapping. That's what that is.
To a minimum. It's affecting my ability to focus.
You know what, though? This is not too different from a libertarian convention. Changed my mind.
Thank you.
Thank you, comrade. Okay, is there a speaker against name, chapter, pronoun?
Point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Okay. Big point of privilege.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch the whole thing. It's an old clip, but yeah, not too different from libertarians. Just saying. Just saying. You can be mad if you want, but you know it's true. Saying justice for peanut means that you're a Nazi and the UFC is fascist adjacent. Wait a minute, what? Winning fighter at the UFC just said justice for peanut. Hitler particles off the charts in here. What? I never liked UFC, but I feel better about it knowing how fashion adjacent it is. What? Kind of makes sense like that, considering it's the whole thing is the closest thing America has to gladiator blood sport. Okay, this last part, you make a good point there about blood sport and gladiators and how the UFC is like that. But also, what? The guy says justice for peanut and you're thinking of Hitler? You're crazy. You're a crazy person. They eat fully processed diet, so wait. Can all the protesting farmers back to the countryside and their tractors pay real taxes like everyone else, please? No. Wait, what? We've been found out. Oh no. Oh no. There's a dedicated account on Zitter trying to meme Blue Sky. I find it interesting because these dopes are very good at pushing self-imagined straight journalists to pick up their dumb line. It's time to take solace and pride that people just seriously call it a bubble. I don't need to talk to the other side, the hate-filled, the reactionary, the proudly low info. I don't have their books on my shelves. I don't invite them over, and I don't need to hear what they have to say online. So you're taking pride that you've cut off any other opinion that's contrary to your own. You're fucking crazy. You're fucking crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy person. You think that's an own? I find it interesting because these dopes are very good at pushing self-imagined straight journalists to pick up their dumb line. What are you trying to say? Thank you to everyone who's like, okay, yep. Miss Universe crowning an 18-year-old. They aren't happy with the Miss Universe winner is white. Miss Universe crowning an 18-year-old white European blonde woman reflects social climate we're in so well. Oh, yeah, it's such a thoughtful insight. It's so great. And we are the conspiracy theorists. Recount every vote that utilized Starlink. Oh, no. Elon rigged the election with Starlink. Investigate the bomb threats that were called into voting places and see if there was campaign connection. We'll release the Gates report. I agree with that part. Everything else you're fucking stupid. This was posted 3 days ago. Okay. Show you care about others safely and actually caring. Wear a mask in public. Oh my God. Bro, you need to put the sandwich down. That's what you need. Instead of these, or wear this. Oh my God, 3 days ago. And that was 3 days ago, less than 24 hours ago. So that was like the 13th. Come on, bro. What happens when you report actual pedophile on Blue Sky? You get suspended. What? Has taken down for accusations of pedophilia. This takedown is not temporary. Please do not create additional accounts on our service. We will take action against any additional accounts that we become aware of. What? You suspect somebody of pedophilia and then you get fucking deleted for reporting it? Please tell me this is one of you guys trolling. Okay, let's try to make a determination. My mutuals included largely trans folks, Palestinian advocates, non-Zionist Jews, forgiving furries, because I am not one. CDN Twitter refugees. I don't know what that means. Progressive journalists and lawyers and communists and anarchists, reform cons, anti-fascist progressives, and terrified liberals for the last half year. Big tent. I mean, that's all lefties. I mean, I don't see a single thing in there. Anarchists, I mean, if you want to say like the New Libertarian Party is somewhat anarchist or has anarchist ideas, reformed conservatives, meaning that they're no longer conservatives, anti-fascist, I mean, like this little section here, maybe, but no, that's not a big tent. Yeah, we saw that one earlier. That's crazy. Yep, we saw that one earlier too. It's just nuts. Yeah, Blue Sky sounds like a great place to be, huh? Yeah, definitely follow Lives of Blue Sky. Keep up with this. At least they'll have the access. I don't know. Maybe we do create an account. It's gonna be difficult because if you try to troll or you get found out, they'll just delete you. So maybe we do like an undercover one or something. I don't know. I don't really know exactly what to do with that, but interesting. All right, maybe we'll do one more. We'll get out of here. Yeah, so what's been happening with the Alex Jones updates? This was 23 hours ago. New documents reveal apparent total rigging of InfoWars auction. Wanted to give a quick update on the Onion's purchase of InfoWars, which we can't wait to relaunch as the dumbest site on the internet. Long and short of it, we won the bid. Okay, but that was more than 24 hours ago. And I've been hearing that's been turned over. Elon Musk X has filed notice of appearance in Alex Jones' InfoWars bankruptcy case. Wait, what? Coming to his defense? Let's go. On Thursday, the person overseeing the auction told us one, we haven't heard anything that changed that. Yeah. Oh, this guy. I just noticed. This guy's on Blue Sky. Oh, no. Oh, no. He's one of them. Why are all the posts from him? Attorneys for Elon Musk announced a notice to appear. Bro, what? Let's go. When the new info drops, folks are going to be shocked. Okay. Yep, sure. Elon to the rescue, huh? Blocked by federal judge. Okay. Yeah, so my understanding is that the auction went through, rules were changed last minute, and the Onion was able to acquire it, even though they weren't the highest bid. And it was basically done as like a favor from the lawyers for the explicit purpose of making Infowars.com a joke. But it's not going to work. Like, no one's going to believe it or go to it anymore after that. The Infowars is nothing without Alex Jones, and everybody understands that. So it really shouldn't be worth a whole lot. But I heard numbers as low as $200,000 for it. I don't know if that's true. That's crazy low for even the name. Exclusive Infowars returns. Okay. Updates on all this stuff. He's just so fucking salty that the Onion is funnier than him. Bro, what? No, not even close. Babylon B replaced the Onion a long time ago, and it's way better. There's a real House of Cards shit happening right now. Oh, this is one of his producers. Let's see what he says.
Folks, if you are not watching Alex Jones right now, you are missing out. So I'm gonna give you a brief recap. You are missing out on the greatest real world drama taking place right now. This is real life Game of Thrones House of Cards shits, folks.
Explain.
Okay, they got caught rigging the auction. They got caught rigging the auction of Infowars. Infowars.com is back up because the judge has blocked the order. He didn't even know the auction was going on. It was totally fraudulent. They have apparently been caught lying to the judge. The people involved were tricked or strong-armed into letting the auction go forward, even though it was completely illegal. So now those people have flipped on the other people and are like, we didn't know this was illegal. We'll tell you everything. We'll tell you how it went down. So they're flipping on him. It is now under potentially criminal investigation, potentially federal investigation.
Let's go.
That's the rumor, at least for now. So the fraudulent hoax takeover of Infowars that shut us down yesterday while I was in the middle of a sentence has now been undone, could reverse on them. Apparently Trump is involved. Elon Musk's lawyers were at the hearing yesterday because it has to do with them trying to take Alex Jones's name and his personal Twitter account. And so, Elon is like invested in it because it'll set precedent about lawfare to.
True. I didn't think about that. I thought like maybe he was going to get involved to try to buy it for Alex and say like, here you go. Freedom of speech is important. That would be huge. But it does set the precedent, right? That if they're able to have a court order to say you have to surrender your personal Twitter account for something, like that could be crazy. That could be crazy. So yeah, that makes sense.
Remove people's, force X to sign over their personal accounts. It's completely insane. And the people that have been putting Infowars through fraudulent and rigged show trials for the last 2 years, could be facing some trials of their own in the very near future.
Let's hope so. I mean, the whole thing is ridiculous. He shouldn't have never been punished to the extent that he was. I mean, whatever. Like, it's so crazy. The whole thing is crazy. And then, like, he's getting in trouble for, saying things that weren't true about Sandy Hook or may not be true or whatever. And yet you have all these people making all these other conspiracy claims, and none of them get the attention that Jones got. It's crazy. The level of persecution against this guy. I'm not saying that the other people should be punished. I'm saying that no one should be punished. Like, he could say shit. He's always said shit. And you know, people like to point at Alex Jones and say like a lot of the stuff he says is true and whatever. He has gotten a lot of things right. That doesn't mean that he's mostly right. Okay, there's a lot of things that he's gotten wrong too, and no one cares about those. But for some reason, they care deeply about the Sandy Hook thing, where they're using it as the cudgel to beat him with, and it's crazy. Like we just shouldn't do that. Generally have no idea what's going on anymore. A satirical announcement on The Onion reads like a weird manifesto. Alex Jones released a statement about what the judge said of the deal. This guy, the CEO, as The Onion, says that what Alex said is false. Want to give a quick update on The Onion's purchase of InfoWars, why we can't wait to relaunch the site. Long and short of it, we won the bid. Okay, yeah, we read that one earlier. Yeah, I mean, doesn't sound like you won. Sounds like it's being contested. Yeah, this is crazy that Elon's going to show up. Alex Jones is trying to halt the sale of InfoWars. Elon Musk just got involved. Yeah, nice. Onion CEO stumbles when asking for a high bid. It's obvious that these self-righteous tyrants don't actually watch InfoWars. They exist on their own bubble. This is a long video. All right, let's see.
Now to the satirical website The Onion announcing that it has won a bid to buy Alex Jones's InfoWars in a bankruptcy auction. Jones was forced to pay $1.4 billion to the families of the Sandy Hook shooting victims. Ben Collins, CEO of The Onion, has teamed up with John Feinblatt, president of Everytown for Gun Safety, on this project. Welcome to you both. Thank you for coming in. Overnight, the judge in charge of this put a hold on your purchase, raising questions about the process, raising questions about transparency in the bidding process. What do you make of that? Are you confident this is still going to go through?
Yeah, look, we won the bid. We own InfoWars, and we are very excited about that.
But is it true that you didn't have the highest bid?
We did have the highest bid when you take into account the family's concessions here. They made a concerted effort to make this the best and highest bid for everybody involved.
What? Repeat that.
Through.
Yeah, look, we won the bid. We own InfoWars, and we are very excited about that.
But is it true that you didn't have the highest bid?
It's a yes or no answer.
We did have the highest bid
when you take into account
the family's concessions here. They made a concerted effort to make this the best and highest bid for everybody involved.
So what, the family wanted him to be ridiculed? Is that what they're going to try to go with? Is that it wasn't an auction, a true auction in the sense of the highest, winner take all, highest bid wins? It wasn't that. Is he going to try to argue that the concession that the families wanted was for Alex Jones' name, the InfoWars name, to be ridiculed and tarnished by a site like The Onion? Is that what it is?
So we're very excited to take that over. And look, it's Alex Jones. If he just handled this graciously and moved away, that would be the funniest part of this whole situation. Obviously, that is not something that he's going to do in this situation.
You think that would be funny? That would be weak as hell. This is why you're not funny. You don't know funny. You shut the fuck up from now on about funny. You don't.
Okay. So you're confident this is going to go through?
Yeah, absolutely.
There he is.
Yeah. I don't know if we're allowed to play Alex Jones on YouTube, but I don't want to go through like the whole thing. What did he say here? Is it the same clip? Yeah, it's the same clip. Run it again. Oh, the lawyer's talking now. Okay, so this is a longer excerpt. Okay, let's jump to here.
Yeah. At first, explain why you wanted to buy this site, what you plan to do with it.
Yeah, so we thought it would be the funniest joke of all time, basically, when we heard about it, and I think that's borne out, frankly.
Explain why, though. Explain to everybody what's behind the InfoWars. And
why is it funny? Because it doesn't sound
InfoWars
funny.
is a clearinghouse for lies and nonsense in a bad way. Like, the garbage that they've put out over the last 2 decades has really hurt a lot of people. They've targeted the families of the Sandy Hook victims.
No, he didn't.
That's what led to that defamation case that allowed this to be up for auction. We do lies and garbage in a different way. We have a lot more fun with it than they do. We're very excited to take it over and, create a new, better path for this website.
And the Sandy Hook family support this move?
Absolutely. They were behind this. And, Ben and I may seem like strange bedfellows, The Onion and Everytown, but the truth is we've got at our fingertips the facts, the stories, the data, the research. But what they've got is a really broad audience and humor, which is what you need sometimes to break through the misinformation, the fear that is so permeated mainstream thinking.
Overnight, the judge in charge of this put a hold
Yes.
on your purchase, raising questions about the process, raising questions about transparency in the bidding process. What do you make of that? Are you confident this is still going to go through?
Yeah, look, we won the bid. We own Infowars, and we are very excited about that.
But is it true that you didn't have the highest bid?
We did have the highest bid when you take into account the family's concessions here. They made a concerted effort to make this the best and highest bid for everybody involved. So we're very excited to take that over. And look, it's Alex Jones. If he just handled this graciously and moved away, that would be the funniest part of this whole situation. Obviously, that is not something that he's going to do in the situation.
So you're confident this is going to go through?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what role is Everytown for Gun Safety going to play in all
We're going to
this?
be the main advertisers, and that means anything from a banner ad to a link to video to...
You're going to turn Infowars.com into an Everytown gun control advocacy website for the Onion? How does that make sense?
creating content together. And the goal here is really to cut through the misinformation and the fear. You know, the American public, every poll shows that they believe in gun safety, but what's happened is...
You slimy fuck. Every poll shows that Americans believe in gun safety. Okay, well, to some people, gun safety simply means using both hands or keeping your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. You slimy fuck.
Misinformation, hate, fear has so permeated thinking in this country that it's really distorted reality. And we're going to use humor to cut through that and to set the record straight.
This guy, who do you think you are? Don Rickles? You ain't shit, bro. You are not, you don't know funny, and the guy sitting next to you don't know funny.
That's the best way to...
This is going to be awful. This is going to be cringe as fuck. This is going to be like that Daily Wire show that Mitch made us watch that had the, I can't remember. It was like some cartoon that was supposed to be a rip on Family Guy or something. Like, no. This is going to be trash.
Stop Alex Jones?
Oh, absolutely. I used to be a disinformation reporter. I used to cover him from the other side of this. You can present as many facts as you want to Alex Jones himself, and he's just not going to listen. But if you make fun of these people in a way that cuts through, and if you maybe show a funhouse mirror, basically, to what he's trying to do, trying to get you really afraid so you can buy some supplements, maybe if we rip the facade off this thing, show the wires underneath it, maybe we can make some real...
He spread his funds out all over the place. Is there any real way to stop him?
You can try. It's not worth it giving up.
The answer is
in my
no.
opinion. I think that's what the reaction was yesterday. You didn't believe it when you saw your phone, but maybe you felt like, oh man, that's pretty funny. There's some hope in this. It's felt pretty hopeless in the last couple of months recently for a lot of people, and we want to say like, actually, good things can happen. You know, there can be a good fight to win. And
this is your problem. You're like you say that you're in it for the comedy, but you're so focused on the Activision or the activist angle for it. Yeah, fight for Alex. I don't know what he's doing there, but yeah, make it happen. There's all this bullshit. Yeah, kind of crazy. I'm gonna keep following it because I want to see what happens. I hope that the judge throws it out. Stop playing stupid. Just wait. Oh shit, he responded to him. On Thursday, the person overseeing the auction told the Onion to bid Infowars along with Guns. One, we haven't heard anything that changed that except, of course, from the guys currently running Infowars, doing Infowars stuff. You heard from the judge. Stop playing stupid. Just wait. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I hope they turn it around because this guy can't be allowed to own it. That's a good one to end it on. We'll see if we end up doing more of these. We'll see what we end up getting out of this. Okay. That's insane. Slimy fucks. Aliens. Alex Jones. It's a good one.